We're rolling.
Welcome back, everyone. Episode 74.
Wow.
The Jiu Jitsu Dummies Podcast. Now presented by MANSCAPED.
Drum roll.
We're going to be talking a little bit more about them in the coming days. I just got the MANSCAPED package. We got product for all three of us.
Let me
you,
just say
me,
this.
and Miguel.
Really?
So we're going to do a little unboxing. That's probably going to be online before we get to feature them on the next episode. It just came today. Miguel's not here, so we're going to just kind of hold off on doing the big to-do.
Do we got little Miguel again? Little tiny Miguel?
Yeah, you should put little Miguel there, right?
She get a
so excited to move forward with MANSCAPED, but we'll talk about them a little bit more on the coming episodes. Just wanted everybody to understand why they're seeing it on all of our social media. Posting about it. We are also sponsored by Black Belt Digital Marketing. Anything you need to build your business, website design, Google Ads, website design, graphic design, Google Ads, SEO, really print. They can help with truly anything that you need to build your business. You can check them out at Black Belt Digital Marketing on Instagram, or the website is bbdigitalmarketing.com. You can request a free online review of your online presence. What are you waving at me for, Bo?
Are they the ones doing your Instagram things?
Yeah. Full disclosure, I own Black Belt Digital Marketing. I don't hide that. But my team does everything for the show. Besides the production that you do, Black Belt Digital Marketing is doing everything else from maintaining the website to
fucking great.
It's not so bad. I think it sets us apart.
Absolutely. You know, I'm critical about design. So
yes.
I look at those designs that they do for your Instagram promos, and they're just excellent. Every time they come up with new stuff, it's always fresh. It's not like just a repeat of the same template. You know what I mean? It's really we've switched some designers around, and we have different people doing things so that it is a little bit fresh. Like you kind of start. I think you've seen lately. You and Miguel both mentioned it. Like the designs have taken kind of on a new look. Yeah,
you were talking about like the flyer look, like from the old club days and things like that.
Yeah.
And listen, I'm really excited.
I did a lot of those, man. I did a lot. And it's got that feel, and there's a reason for it. Plus, it's also got a little bit of that feel of the classic TV show thing going on, you know? So it's got that real entertainment quality.
I didn't give them those instructions, but I'm glad to see that everybody's kind of taking to it.
Then your people.
So now,
shit,
what people don't know,
really the shit. That's
what people don't know is that you are a graphic designer by trade, right? That's your.
I am a graphic designer.
So actually, we were just talking. I was talking to Sean on the way down. Sean from Flow and Roll, and I'll tell him tomorrow before he hears it on the show next week. Here's this episode, but. We were gonna have him do our Peace Love Jiu Jitsu rash guard. Hopefully, we'll have that done in the next month. But you said you wanted to take a whack at it, right? I mean, sure. Your designs are amazing. Just full disclosure. Other than the actual logo, which I had done before we were even had you fully committed, I think, to the show, you've pretty much done everything else, like our sponsorship kit, our thumbnails, for the that we put out on the podcast. Like most of that other stuff, show related. You had done, at least in the beginning. Originally,
before you had a team.
So you're going to take a whack at the... Sure, man, I shouldn't say take a whack because it sounds like so dismissive.
I'm just going to whack at it.
You're going to be designing our Peace Love...
Whack at it like a piece of wood with a dull axe.
You're going to be doing the Peace Love Jiu Jitsu. We're going to give you, 7 days? We're going to give you 5 days. How much time do you need?
We'll say 5, and then I'll just do it in between that time.
So we're going to say 7, but you're going to deliver it to us in 5, and then we're going to get it over to Sean to get it printed, right?
Sure. Exactly.
So, I'm excited about that. I'm excited to see. Your designs have always been amazing, and I have no qualms about you doing it. But I'll let Sean know that we're not going to use this designer for this, but obviously we're going to print, and they'll be available. That rash guard will be available exclusively on Flow and Roll.
Cool.
It's not going to be on. It's not even going to be on the podcast site. It's going to be exclusively there.
That's awesome. Did
you see his new leg locker?
Yes.
Right. We talked about it briefly.
About that. They did it.
I got my pre-order in.
Oh, no kidding.
That shirt is freaking amazing.
That's awesome.
It is. It's funny. It's well designed. It's clever, So like if you haven't seen it, it's like literally like legs torn off coming out of like a set of school lockers or gym lockers. Yeah. It's cool. I'm not even like a leg lock guy, and I had to have it.
That was Miguel's napkin, I thought.
That was Miguel we talked about it a little on the last episode. Miguel gave them the idea, and they brought it away. They're going to be doing spats, so the leggings. Yeah. They're going to have the leggings, and I'm sure they're going to, wind up doing some shorts.
He's a little mental. I like that.
It's an amazing design, man. So, welcome to our newest or our new CBD sponsor, Neutral Zone. Very cool.
Woohoo.
Brand new. So, they have 3 lines of CBD products. They have a line for pets. They have a line that's specific to women. But we're going to be working with...
I can't do a woman sound. I don't know what that is.
I'm glad you can't do a woman sound. That's a good thing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, easy. First 10 minutes of the show, you know the deal. So we're going to be working... Easy, brother. We're going to be working with the sports recovery line. So we've got a package of new CBD products on the way.
Cool.
Now, this takes it to another level for us. I mean, there's like, gummies. There are... regular CBD gummies with melatonin, lotions, rubs, roll-ons. Like they have truly like a full line.
Wow.
And again, across 3 different genres, right? So super excited. I spoke to Mike and Candy on a conference call yesterday. It's like the perfect partnership for us. Our mindsets are thinking behind how we're going to come together with this we're very much on the same page.
Cool.
And they're excited. We're excited. And
that's key. That's key to have the same. Similar perspectives.
I'll mention Sean again. It's why things work so well with Sean because, going to have birds of a feather flock together kind of situation. Like we're finding people that love to give back, love to like customer service oriented. Right. Like Sean Sean told me a story about he had a client had an issue with like the pants on some gis. He replaced like over 100 pants with a new he made it right, didn't cost him a dime, and he didn't cost the client a dime. And like he replaced it. Like that's the kind of customer service, like that's the kind of company we want to work with. And again, that mindset, I'm of that same mindset. I'm going to give you exactly what you want, and if you don't, I'm going to redo it. My world like of marketing, I'm going to redo it until it's exactly what you want. Like when I do a logo for somebody, we do unlimited revisions. Like we're going to keep on going until it's exactly what you want. Now that's not easy for like other like graphic designers and people that just do logos because that time is their money. But these are marketing clients. And some of my marketing clients are some of the sponsors on the show. Some of these people that we're reading, we actually do marketing.
Well, like me, I'm boutique work. Where I'll work with a client specifically, but on like a whole campaign. I'll do everything from logos to all their print stuff.
So you can't always do like that unlimited revision. You have to give me a clear vision and do it. So sometimes like when a client doesn't know what they want, I just because the work is going to go beyond just that logo, we can do it as black belt digital marketing. We can do it and say we're going to we're going to keep on going till it's done because we're doing 5 other things that you're paying us for. So like the logo, it's like not that big of a deal if we have to go back to the drawing board.
If you're doing a whole bunch of other things,
doing other things, and it's about
See, it's about the long game. When a customer if there's no concept from the customer, then it's an open book, and that becomes really difficult because there's any possibilities there. But if a customer knows what they want and they have a vision of it, they just can't put it together themselves. That's easy work to do.
Well, going back to Neutral Zone, we're very much on the same page of where we want this to go. Cool. They're a relatively new company. So again, idea on a napkin. You know how much I love that. Like working with somebody from that infancy of the business and really seeing where it can go. Yep. So check them out at My Neutral Zone on Instagram. All right. The website is neutralzonecbd.com. And I think they actually gave us like one of the largest coupon codes because like they have a 22% off coupon on their website for 2022. Right?
Oh,
so they give you that discount. Okay. They did 25% off for us. So use code JJD and get 25% off your order at neutralzonecbd.com.
To all of you listening and watching, 25, not 22.
Yeah, 25. I'm like on the conference call while I'm on the conference call while they're talking about what they should do, and it was just like, screw it. Let's do 25. So
see,
again,
I like that. That they got a good.
Yeah, it was
mindset.
like a good, good mojo.
Fuck it, we're just going to give you some serious value.
Let's make it happen, and let's make the most out of the the sponsorship and the relationship, which is what we like.
Go take advantage of that. Seriously.
Yeah. So let's shout out George at Hernandez Claims. He's a public adjuster down here in South Florida, and now also licensed in Texas. He can help you settle a commercial or residential insurance claim. So now, what does that mean? If you have damage to your home, your business, hurricane, tornado,
or the horns on your Cadillac, because if it's Texas.
Okay. Well, he doesn't really do auto. So I know one time Miguel mentioned that with the cars. Like this is, a commercial
home,
property or
property,
residential,
right.
like the building, the structure.
Right.
He may do some other things that I'm missing. I don't think I am, but he will come out and they're going to assess the damage, and they're going to work with the insurance carrier to get you the most. Like you or I might go okay, insurance carrier, we'll take what you give us. No, they're working they know what they can get.
We're stupid. We don't know anything about it.
They're going to work on your behalf. Right. Let the professionals do the work.
This is where the UFO hit the building. And
check them out at Hernandez Claims on Instagram, or visit them on their website at hernandezclaims.com. We built that. It's a one-page website. Black Belt Digital Marketing built that website specifically for the sponsorship. So
digital marketing.
We hooked them up, and actually, I just got an email from them today. We're going to make some edits to their the insurance carrier list. Like there's a list of carriers that that you can choose from to say who you're working with. So we're going to be doing some editing for them. So again, check them out, hernandezclaims.com. There's a form there you can fill out and request to make an appointment. We were talking about Sean, so let's not forget the crew at Flow and Roll. Hands down, best custom gi and no-gi gear in the business. Today's guest is actually works with Sean and is sponsored by Sean.
Cool.
And Flow and Roll. I like to say this when we've talked about them before. Don't believe me when I say that they're the best.
Yeah, go check it out yourself.
Go to their Instagram and look at the designs.
Do the research, man.
Do that. But I encourage anyone who's watching or thinking about a gym owner, or even you're a competitor and you're looking to get something made for a competition. Don't just rely on what I'm telling you. Look at a design. Especially if it's a gym design or an athlete and it was tailored for them. Message them. Ask them about what it's like working with him.
Yeah.
And you will not hear anybody say one bad thing, because that man will keep on going. Like we were talking about unlimited revisions. I'm not saying he'll do that, but I'm saying he works on his designs till it's what you want. It's going to be perfect. My favorite rash guard is his Flow and Roll rash guard. It's why I approached him about doing this the Peace Love Jiu Jitsu rash guard for us.
So
he's awesome. He's really cool. Very customer service
quality
oriented.
Doesn't come by accident. Quality is intentional. Yeah. And that's what you like about it.
Check them out at flow_n_roll on Instagram. Their website is flown, right? The letter N, roll.com. You get 20% off with code JJD, and make sure you let them know that the Jiu Jitsu Dummy sent you. Last thing about Sean is if you are a gym owner, you're just starting a gym, or you've had your gym for 20 years, he has a program that can help you get the gis that you need to keep an inventory, but he also puts your equipment online so that your students can come order. So if you're in a pre-order situation, you don't want to lay out too much money, he could be, design. He'll have your products designed and available on his website for pre-order. When that pre-order is done, he then takes, how many do you need for the academy? Mm-hmm. I'm going to also order all the pre-order stuff, right? Ship them out directly to your students, ship you your gis and no-gi equipment, whatever you ordered.
Oh, so he's drop shipping from there.
Right. And nice. But the main thing is that it's less money out of pocket because your students are paying in full.
And it makes it easier for the gym.
On the website. Yeah. And look, I don't want to overstep my bounds. I'll let Sean explain that to you. But if you're a gym owner or you need to buy in bulk,
go to Sean.
Talk to Sean. Talk about his flexible payment options. It'll be less expensive than you think to do it this way versus some of these bigger gyms have to lay out $15,000 to stock all of what they need. Yeah. And then you get stuck with stuff because certain sizes don't sell, something happens with a student, whatever it may be. Your stock, I had a t-shirt company way back, and when I did all stock, was a nightmare.
Oh yeah,
I went to the fulfillment model,
fulfillment stores,
the drop shipping model.
Yep.
It's like you don't have to hold any inventory. You don't have to pay for the space to hold the inventory. And it's you might pay a little bit more per item. Not saying with Sean, but on drop shipping, you might pay a little bit more on an item.
It turns out to be cheaper than ending up getting stuck
when
with
you
stock.
start thinking about the package costs, labels, the time, driving to the post office, pickups, and all that stuff, it works out in your favor. So anyway, flowandroll.com, check them out. Let Sean know that the dummy sent you. Last but not least, again, one of our newer sponsors. Now, I feel very, very bad. I'm in a brand new community, right? I just moved into this new community. I've only been there since August. And we're getting missed deliveries all over the place. USPS.
Oh, I thought you were on the association shit list at this point.
FedEx,
already?
FedEx and the U.S. Postal Service. We were supposed to get our package. I got the tracking number. And, it gets delivered into one community set of boxes, with the key. They put the key in your box and
Ooh, they put
I never got the key. I never got the package. So Tony at the BJJ box, very sorry. I know he's going to send us out another one. We were supposed to have an unboxing today of the first,
Gotcha.
BJJ box. And I had, I emailed him like, hey, I didn't get anything yet. Did it come out? And he's like,
well, boo
it
to
was
the
delivered.
Delivery guys.
So I feel really bad. It's been happening all over our community. This is how bad it is. I had FedEx drop the package at my door, knocked on the door, and he walks away. He goes into the truck, gets another package, goes to my neighbor. I go outside, I see the package, and I'm like, yeah, this isn't for me. I said, hey, Mr. FedEx man, this isn't mine. He's like, oh, man, I'm sorry. Hold on one second. I do have one for you. Goes in the truck, gives me another package. I look at it, I go, this isn't mine either. And he's like almost frustrated that it's like my fault that he's giving me the wrong packages and I'm telling him that these are the wrong packages. So long story short is it's a new community. I know it's a new route for these guys, but the numbers on the houses are clearly labeled.
Obvious, yeah.
So, I mean, we've, whatever it is, we're having a problem getting deliveries.
Who's the courier on FedEx?
That was a FedEx.
Yeah, all right. FedEx, you need to check your... Okay.
But
we have some issues with...
the BJJ box, I believe it was coming to the USPS, and we can't track it down. My community manager is going to do one more try tomorrow. Like, he's going to get the carrier to open up all of the lockers while she's there. He says maybe it got misdelivered and it's just sitting there and nobody got it. I hope so, because I feel bad. It's a brand new sponsor, and now we haven't even gotten the box. But
still give
if you don't know who BJJ Box is or the BJJ Box, right? They're a monthly subscription service. You get shipped right to your door.
You could send it to the studio, by the way.
Well, he's already sent the next one. He's already sent the next one.
I'm saying if you ever
I know you got a really good system here, right?
Yeah,
they collect the packages
we have
downstairs,
a receiving
right?
room where we could beat the guy up if he doesn't have the package.
So let's tell them about the BJJ Box for those people that don't know, right? It's a monthly subscription service, right? You get depending on there's different levels. There's a VIP box, there's a regular. You get between 4 and 7 items. In my experience, most of the time it's been more than that. But you can get like the VIP box, I believe, has a rash guard where the regular box has like a T-shirt every month, and then a bunch of goodies. Like I've gotten gummies, I've gotten the CBD roll-ons, all different types of products mixed in. So I loved it. We used to do an unboxing.
Yeah.
Way back in the day. We stopped them for whatever reason, and now they're coming back and they're sponsoring the show. So really glad to have them. Again, my apologies for the misdelivery.
Well,
but
when you get that one, we'll do an unboxing video.
Check them out at thebjjbox.com. Instagram is the BJJ Box as well, at the BJJ Box. And for this one, it's coupon code JJD10, and you get $10 off your first month's box.
Nice.
Okay? So check them out. Let them know the dummy sent you. Like I always say, look, we couldn't do this without them. So, we talk about these sponsors because they're helping us deliver this, what hopefully is an awesome podcast for you guys. All right. So I'm Milton Campus.
Hello, Milton.
Hi, Milton. Brown belt, training out of South Florida, trying to train. I'm actually out with a groin injury. I go for a CT scan tomorrow to see if I have a hernia.
Groin injury.
So I showed up at the office with the barium that I have to drink tomorrow before the CT scan.
Friction burns?
I don't no, not friction. I don't know. I can't put my finger on exactly when it happened, but I know that when I tried to go back after it was bothering me, then it was like
it could be. Like, you know what it could be too, the way where you were, and with the pushing your leg in, and it's deep inside, like in the hip.
Yeah.
That could be your hip flexor. Because the hip flexor muscles are often hard to pull, but when you pull one, it's out for like 2 months.
So definitely, like if I sneezed earlier, like if I sneeze, I have to like ball up my fist and push it in.
Or you shit yourself.
It feels like something wants to explode out. Like so, I push it in and I sneeze.
That sounds like a hip flexor, which I've fucked up.
The doctor
right
believes that I have a tear, that it's not a hernia because I don't have anything bulging out yet. He says you probably have a tear, the beginning of what would be a hernia. There's no way to know. You got to do the CT scan, so I'm doing that tomorrow. Wow. So again, training out of South Florida, trying to train out of South Florida. Luckily, I was able to put actually Miguel's there right there. Tiny Miguel, Tiny Miguel. He actually came to my house.
Micro Miguel.
He installed
Micro Piggy.
Miguel,
we gotta tell him the story.
Man, Miguel doesn't interrupt us much, brother. Jesus. I got a speed bag going in, or he put in a speed bag and he put up the mount for a heavy bag. So I did get that stuff. So the speed bag I can do.
At your place?
Yeah, it's in my the garage. I have a garage gym set up now. Yeah. So the speed bag, no worries. It's, I can do the speed bag. The heavy bag, trying to do like Muay Thai style, workout. Again, when I kick certain ways, it hurts. I can't really do what I want it to do. So, but I'm not able to do jiu-jitsu right now. So I've just been doing weight training and hitting the bag a little bit, little speed bag, little reflex bag, stuff like that. So my love of jiu-jitsu came from like boxing first, right. Having a heavy bag in the house. My dad was a fan. I trained Muay Thai, Muay Thai, kickboxing at gyms, before I ever trained jiu-jitsu. So, I'm sad that I can't train right now, but I'll be back and hopefully.
Did you see Drew's Instagram, TikTok latest about boxing?
Stuff. Which one?
The one with the boxing where they do the review of the guy.
Yeah. There's like the three of them were watching the boxing.
I forget
what happened there. Which one? What was that?
He was talking about boxing and then referring to jiu-jitsu. Like jiu-jitsu will kick your ass.
Yeah, talking about taking him down and beating his ass.
Dude, it was so funny, man.
Well, I've said it before, jiu-jitsu practitioners are bougie. We think we are the best martial art. And that it was, I don't know who the guy was. Like they did, that's
the guy
called
was really funny.
Like they're reviewing another video. What the hell is that called?
Yeah, it was a guy who was reviewing a video. So they're reviewing the guy reviewing the video.
So it goes like too deep.
It's absolutely hilarious.
I don't know who that guy is, but it is funny.
His delivery is
It's
hysterical.
a come to Jesus moment for people like, okay, if you think your boxing is going to be able to defend this person who maybe has a wrestling background and does jiu-jitsu, you're sorely mistaken.
Right.
It's funny. Go check it. You can check him out. What is it? At Drew_Phoenix.
Yep.
Check out his his IG.
Funny,
he's got some funny content.
He's a panic.
All right. Shout out to Britt Tavar, our booking manager and sponsorship coordinator. We love everything that you're doing for us, Britt. Keep the guests coming. For those of you who don't know, we're booked out. I think we're going on like 3 months out now. So we have guests once a week on a Thursday, usually at 7 p.m. and we're like booked out. I'm not going to mention the guests because sometimes we got to move them around, and there's the occasional cancel. So I don't like to jinx anything, but we've got some amazing kids and adults coming on, like competitors.
Cool. I get to eat.
Competitors. Like we have some very popular child competitors, like kids under like 16 and under, and then we have some really good adult pros, competitors, very famous people in the jiu-jitsu world. So she's keeping us stacked.
I get to eat excited. For another 3 months. So
maybe,
possibly.
Miguel's out today. Bo behind the camera.
No, he's there. He's just microscopic.
No, he's not here. But he's actually at a charity event with his wife tonight. So hats off to him.
Wait, which is the charity that he's? he's being charitable to his wife?
I don't know if it was I think it's Make-A-Wish Foundation.
Oh, cool. Okay.
So he had a previous commitment, couldn't join us today, but we're going to have a lot of fun with our guests.
Save some people.
Yeah, we get Bo behind the camera. Say hello, Bo. Is this the first? This is the first time
they get to see me.
We like this. Hey, everybody! This is our Jamie. Everyone, this is the guy that makes all the magic happen.
Hello, everyone.
So I've tried to get him I've told you to we should get you a desk, and you don't want the desk. You like to do it this way.
I like this. I like the whole. Yeah. The whole I'm a producer.
This is how this is how we make the sausage. So
what sausage?
There's
a sausage. Okay.
I'm starting to regret ever telling you to mic yourself.
The camera myself. Mic is one, camera is another.
So I'm going to do like you do. You're always you might see it in the episode where he's telling me about mic etiquette. He'll do a lot of this to say you're too far from the mic. Or this or whatever.
Or this, you're drooling.
Well, but this is the first time you're on, and
and like an idiot, what do I wear instead of wearing my favorite flow and roll or my DD 214?
This was last minute.
I just I don't know. I threw this on, and it's not even a legitimate Mustang logo, but it looks like it. Ford.
Funny enough. Supposedly my Bronco is really close.
You're finally gonna get it?
No, the order's finally gonna go in.
Oh man!
So this is supposed to be a 22. I was supposed to get one of the first, the 2021, and now it's a 2022, which I'm not really mad about. But the whole thing is the tops, the hard top is the problem. The hard top and chips were the problem. I guess they've overcome the chip problem.
Still on a boat.
And now it's the hard top. Now, funny enough, where I live. There's one blue. It's the same freaking guy. It's mocking me. I see it all the time. Everywhere I go, it's the same guy. I see the guy. It's the same guy.
Yeah.
He's got a light blue one, the soft top, and it just mocks me when it goes by. I just feel like I just feel like everybody at the Ford dealer is just let's just move Milton to the bottom of the list.
Oh.
I feel like it's the whole world.
Can't help feeling that.
It worked out because we did buy my daughter a car, and so we've shared. I'm not. Other than coming here and going to get a haircut on the weekend, I'm not even driving. So that car, because during COVID, would have just sat in the driveway. I wouldn't have really, okay, maybe we go places on the weekend and stuff, but it's not like I would have been driving to work.
The sport one?
God, it's been so long since I even did. There was the high end model that was an exclusive, and it was there was a number. I have the next one down, which was available in red. It's a 4-door available in red.
It's a sport model.
Yeah, the Wild Track.
Yeah,
I have
which
the
is
Wild. Nice. Not a sport. It's I guess they're all sport.
It's part of the sport.
It's
category.
a Ford Bronco Wild Track, I believe. Right. So this is how.
We don't get
this
paid
is how
by
annoying.
Ford.
I don't want Ford right now. Ford, you've done me wrong. I get it. Look, COVID and the chips, and I get it's beyond their control.
Yeah.
They had the nerve to send me an email to offer me now they're coming out with a Raptor version of the Bronco.
Yes.
Right. Have you seen that?
Yep.
So I got that email. So when I spoke to them about I just want it's 20. It's from 50 to 70,000. The Raptor's 70 plus.
Of course.
And they're oh, well, you can either wait on your car still, or put in the pre-order on this new one. And I said, when would I get that? Oh, we don't know. So I'm why am I going to change my order? At least I feel like I'm a little bit closer in line.
When am I getting that? How old are you?
Well, I'm happy that at least they're not. I guess it doesn't really make a difference. It's a new car, but I'm getting a 2022 version of the Bronco. And again, it was kind of it was a blessing in disguise because I wasn't driving anyway.
You'll be happier with this one instead of the
saved
Raptor
a little bit of money. My daughter, where me and my daughter are sharing a car. She just goes to school and works on breaks and stuff like that. So it wasn't a big deal.
The other thing too is with the Raptor version, it's extreme, and unless you really have a need for that, you'll actually get tired of it.
By the time I get it though, she'll be off to college. I'm figuring they go down here. They're going to go to school in August, right? So she'll be going. By the time I get it, she'll be going away. Now, again, we're in a new community. You can't park on the street at night at all, unless you have you're a visitor. If you're a resident, you cannot park on the street. You got to put it in the garage. most of the all the driveways are like at very minimum two car driveways with a 2-car, but I have the gym. The garage is built out as a gym now. We can fit my wife's car in, so that'll be happening. But right now, when all that was happening, we moved and the garage was filled with all our junk. It would have been 2 cars. Then you have to park the other car sideways, like it's
in
driveway.
In front of the driveway.
The sidewalk has to be empty, and then there's the little end of your driveway where the pavers are. You have to park it sideways. So all through the community at night, everybody comes out and then they park their cars. Before 11, 12 at night, you'd have to take your car off the road. A guest can register their vehicle. We have to register the vehicle online in a portal and put like a little piece of paper in the window, like I do here, right?
Yeah.
And then they can keep their car. This is probably boring the hell out of everybody.
Crazy.
All right, listen, let's get our next guest in here, guys. Let's do this.
Woo.
All right, everybody. Joining us today is 4th degree black belt Professor Jadyson Costa. How you doing, Professor? Can you hear me?
I'm good. Thank you, guys.
Okay, good.
Yes, for sure. Everything okay. Sometimes like cut a little bit, but it's fine. It's
okay,
fine.
it'll there might be a little delay. So, but welcome to the show. Thank you for doing this. I appreciate it.
First of all, thank you guys very much for the opportunity to talk a little bit about my journey here. And let's go.
Yeah, let's do it. I mean, you have an incredibly interesting background, different than a lot of other guests that we've had on the show. Let's start from the beginning, because again, I think it's a really interesting journey. You started in the martial arts at about 5 years old. Is that right?
Yes, I did 5 years old karate, and then from that I didn't stop to do karate. I didn't stop, and then 15 years old I started to do jiu-jitsu, and MMA I started with 17.
Okay.
My first fight.
Now that was, so you went from karate, but there's a little bit that we're leaving out, right? You went from karate to boxing, right? You didn't go straight to jiu-jitsu, correct?
Yeah. Yes. Firstly, like I started karate, but my karate had no contact. So, and that time actually Mike Tyson was making like a lot of noise around the world, and then my daddy told me like, how about you switch for boxing? You can make some money. You never know. And then I tried boxing with like maybe with 12 I stopped karate, and then 13, 14 I started boxing and jiu-jitsu together. Okay.
Now, I'm a big Mike Tyson fan. I share Mike Tyson's birthday, June 30th. So I was always a big fan. Now, your father was into boxing. Was he into any of the other martial arts, or was it just boxing?
No, that time actually MMA was not living famous, and boxing was making a lot of noise that time. So my dad used to watch Mike Tyson a lot, and that's why actually I was a troublemaker kid once I was like 5 years old. I used to make a lot of noise, so that's why my dad directed me to jiu-jitsu, karate.
Yeah,
to give me some discipline.
That's a common story, right? We a lot of people turn to jiu-jitsu or the martial arts because they're being bullied, they're the bully, or they have stresses in their life that got to get the energy out of a kid. These days we call it ADHD in the U.S., right? Back then it was just you were a bad kid, right?
Exactly. I was really I used to break everything. You know what I mean? Like I could not have any passions. Like I was really easy to piss myself off.
Yeah. So then
go ahead.
So you go through karate to boxing. Tell us how you make your way into jiu-jitsu, and where did you train in Brazil?
I used to train the name of the gym was Glenda. Glenda, it's my first master. His name was Almir. And he learned jiu-jitsu from a Japanese family that learned from Carlos Grace once he arrived in Brazil, like the Japanese guys. It was like another side of the Grace family. Like the guy I learned jiu-jitsu used to train with some Japanese in another state. And that's how I learned. Even like interesting to say, even Anderson Silva, he got his purple belt under my first master.
Wow. So
purple, I think he got his blue and purple belt with my master.
Wow. So you were training with Anderson Silva way before anybody knew who the heck he was.
Yeah, long time. I had like my 50s, 60s, and he used to go from his city. From my city was around like 100 miles. He used to go there like every single week by 3-4 days. Yeah, like over the weekend he used to train with us, and then he used to go back to Curitiba again.
So I've heard you talk about how, your training came from, right? You had Japanese people that came to Brazil, and your teacher is very close to that direct Japanese connection, right? It's like Japan to your professor and then to you, correct?
Yes. Actually, once Jiu-Jitsu arrived in Brazil, it wasn't in Rio de Janeiro. It was in Belém. It's another north of Brazil. And this guy, he teach a lot of people, not only the family Grace, another Japanese family as well.
Okay.
And some of them went ahead for the martial arts, some stopped, some, like in São Paulo, is a big city in Brazil, that is a community, Japanese community.
Okay.
So my master used to go there to learn from these guys. But the jiu-jitsu I learned wasn't as like with the gi on. It was mostly like for self-defense. A lot of like MMA stuff, like a lot of illegal moves.
Yeah. Like cranks and things like that would be illegal now, right?
As you hook, this and that. That's what jiu-jitsu I learned from.
Yeah. So, I'm actually reading the Robert Drysdale's book right now. You know who Robert Drysdale is? Yep. And it's funny because when I heard you talk about kind of, where you got your jiu-jitsu from, it adds to that story that it wasn't just, Japan to the Gracies only, down to, to the Brazilians and to the United States. Hello.
You know this guy?
Yes, I do. I've seen him many times.
He's my professor.
Yes, yeah, I see him in all the pictures with I think Tex as well, right?
Yeah, it is. Yes, he was here. Tex.
What's your professor's name?
Murilo Santana.
Okay, so I see him in all the pictures with you guys.
Yeah.
So where are you right now? You're at Unity Jiu-Jitsu in New York?
I'm in New York right now.
Okay.
Yes. And I came here for a camp. I'm gonna fight in the Pan America over the weekend.
Okay.
So that's why I came here. Actually, I live in Michigan, in Grand Rapids. I have my own gym there. So and also I have like some competition, like big competition ahead. I have to come here and get smashed by these guys.
So let's go back to what we were saying. Like, it's not so direct from Japan to the Gracies and then to the United States. There were different parts of Brazil that were being fed, really, maybe even they were calling it judo back then, but that were being fed this martial art. It's not so direct, like Robert Drysdale says, from just to the Gracies, and that's the end of the story. And Helio is where all of the jiu-jitsu came from. It did evolve in other places as well. Correct?
Exactly. They came in here actually a long time ago. They used to be a diplomat people.
The Japanese people.
Yes, they went for a circus, clowns and these things. Yeah. And then they decided to do a presentation of judo over there. And then that's why a lot of the guys learn judo for self-defense with them. It's not even like the proper martial art, like the way it is. Mostly self-defense. And Eddie Grace got his own style, and then he built the jiu-jitsu. And another family, like the Japanese family that I learned from, they did the same. Like was like the mostly with kind of like a judo, and we switched for the way I started was in no gi, but we learned like a judo, and we switched for no gi.
Okay. So, all right. So you wind up going pretty far south in Brazil to continue your jiu-jitsu journey, and then you got into Vale Tudo. Tell us about how that evolution happened. Tell us about that process.
The process was funny. Like actually, I had like 15 years old, and I knew boxing already and karate. And a friend of mine, he's from Manaus. It's close to Belém, like really close to Belém, the city that jiu-jitsu arrived in Brazil.
Okay.
And this guy went to my city to live in my city, and he was my neighbor. Very, very coincidence even. because he came. Remember that video cassette? I think the name. I don't know in English how to say, like
VHS tapes.
Exactly. He came with that on his head saying like, Jadyson, I heard you like jiu-jitsu, you do boxing, this stuff. And I know a martial arts that's new in my city. And then now anybody knows here in your city. It's called jiu-jitsu. And they said, what is it about? And he said, it's kind of like a grappling, this and that. And then the guy's fighting. And they have a video here for you to watch if you want. Like he showed me the Royce Grace against Tank Abbott. I think was 1996 or 5, I think 4 or 5, something like that. I don't remember exactly the year. And then we went for his room, and then he put the video there and started to watch Royce Grace really skinny, with the gi on. And then he he beat everybody in the UFC that time. He armbarred this and that. Like I saw that and I said to myself, man, that's very interesting, Man, I need to learn this. I want to fight. So, and then my friend took me to this guy I was talking about right now. And then that's how the way I started jiu-jitsu. And then I saw Royce Grace beat these guys, big guys in competition, 3 guys in a night, no gloves, no time, anything. And make me I got interested, like, man, that seems to be fun.
Wow.
I wanna try this. And then my friend told me, I know a gym here in your city. If you wanna go there, I can take you there. And then the funny thing is, and then I had like 5 friends in a room, and then we watched the UFC, and then we took everything, the couch out, everything within the room, and then we start to spar. We put the t-shirt on the hand, this and that, and then we start to fight among friends, only. And then everybody was tired at the end. No, man, that's gonna hurt my knee here. Let's go for somewhere properly to train, this and that. And then 5 friends of mine went to the gym, and then we knocked the door there. I was the skinny one, the smaller one. And then we knocked the door of the gym, and the guy came, And I heard you guys do jiu-jitsu here. And then, how did you hear? So, and then I said, this and that. And then, do you want to train? And then I said, of course. That's why I came here. That's right. And he said that jiu-jitsu is not for everyone, right away. And then I said, why? Because the jiu-jitsu I teach here is a real jiu-jitsu. We go to kill. To kill, to die. And it's like, not exactly like that, And then I think he was testing me to see if I was really willing to do it, And then I said, what I have to do? I want to train. And then, how old are you? And I was 15. And then I needed the authorization of your parents. And then I went to my house. I got the authorization, signed things, everything good. And then I went back there again, same day. And then he said, you want to train? Yes, I want to train. Then, do you know some martial art? And then I said, yes, I know how to boxing and I know how to kick. I did karate. And then all right, look, I'm going to show you how the benefit of jiu-jitsu is. This guy here, he had his student there. He trained jiu-jitsu 3 months. And you can do, you know what? You can train with him. If you beat him up with your martial art, I give you his 6 months free. And they said, what is he going to do against me? He's going to just make you tap gently. And then, and then I said that, but I can punch, I can knock him out, can do anything I want. And then you can do anything you want. You can use your head, you can use your elbow, you can use anything. You're going to prove that jiu-jitsu is efficient. Right? You're gonna tap out quickly. And then I said, all right, let's do it. And then I was going to ear the gloves, and then he said, no, there is no gloves. There's a real fight. And they said, but he's going to punch me back? No, he don't want to punch you. He's going to just grab you, take you down, and submit you. And they said, okay, let's go. And then I started. And then I was there, moving side to side. And he was with that hand forward, his style, like Royce Gracie style, that leg. He started to do that lower kick, but like the line of my knees. And then I kicked him. He held my leg right away. Boom. Took me down. I was in panic already. I started like a fish, I was like a fish outside of the water. I was jumping. I died by the mouth. I was tired at the end. And then this guy, he started to make fun of me. He had a magazine on the floor, on the mat. And then he drove me to the side of the magazine on my full mount of me. And he started to see the magazine. I was there.
Oh, the ultimate disrespect.
Yeah.
He was making a point, though. They were trying to make a point, right?
He made me so mad. I was, man, seriously, I want to kill this guy. Like, motherfucker. All right. And then, all right. After that, I stopped, and then he tapped me out a few times. I repeat again 3-4 times, like, let's go again. And then my coach was surprised, like how brave I was. And I told him, I want you to punch me back. And then the coach, no, he cannot punch you back. We are just showing you jiu-jitsu, how it is. And after I said, okay, I want to sign up. And I didn't sign up just because this guy, my wish was to beat this guy. He played with me so bad. I never had this feeling before. Like, okay. And then I was shame, everything. And then he was a really quiet guy, like, And then at the end, I went back home, and then I started to think, I was like excited to go back tomorrow, another day. And I came back another day. I arrived a little earlier. I started to kick the bag there, everything. And then my coach came down. He used to live in the upstairs. He came down, and then I said, where's that guy? And then he's going to come later. And I said, I came a little early. I want to spar with him. And then he knows it's done already. Forget Jadyson. You're going to train. You're going to learn jiu-jitsu now. And my will was, I want to fight him again. No, I cannot fight him anymore. And then I started to train with this guy. I started to train with this guy that picked him up. He was my best partner. He started to teach me a lot as well. And then I started to train with 15, and then 16, and then 17. And then 17, my coach told me, do you want to fight? And then I said, yes, I do. I have somebody for you. And then we went for a small town close to my city. And there's supposed to be 3 fights in a night. And then once I went there, I submit the first guy really quickly, the first round. That's supposed, I was the underdog. So the guy I beat supposed to win the competition. And they beat him so easy. It was not easy. I cannot say any fight is easy, but I didn't drop one sweat. I just took him down and armbar him. Supposed to have a magazine by the side. It would be great.
You should have made that your move.
And then I did that, and then I submitted the guy by 1 minute in armbar. And then I was waiting for my next fight. And then everybody gave up before the fight. Like, no. I don't know why. It's okay. They said, no, I don't want to fight this guy.
Yeah,
and
wow.
I said, all right. And by the way, they didn't give me the money. Man, I was in trouble this day. It's okay. Anyway, I got the fight. I did my first fight. I had to take the signature of my mom because I could not fight otherwise.
You forged it? You faked it?
I faked it, yeah. And then I had like 145 pounds, something like that. And then the tournament was 170, something like that. And then after that, I told to myself, like, I wanna live about this. I wanna become a fighter, a real fighter. I wanna do it, whatever in my life. But that time, like, MMA wasn't that much famous, like popular. Like anybody knew about MMA. Like that time, like the family Grace was making a lot of noise, beat everybody up, like in their own gym. Used to knock people's door and fuck everybody up to show jiu-jitsu. And in television in Brazil was showing they were like kind of like a gangsters. You know what I mean? Like no hair. We used to walk on the beach and they fight against another martial art, and they start to make noise in the news in Brazil. And then my mom, after my mom saw I was getting really involved, and she said, no, it's time for you to stop it. I don't want you become a gangster. And then, yeah. And then then my mom started to stop to pay the gym for me. And then I went there to my coach. I had my 17s already, and then I told to my coach, I don't want to stop. I want to continue forever. And then but your mom took you out, this and that. And then I said, I can do whatever you want. You can clean the gym here on a train. And then I did that. And they said, okay, let's do it. But, I'm one of many trouble to my side here. I said, no, don't worry. I'm going to do my best here. My mom won't bother you for anything. And then I started to clean the gym, arrive earlier there and everything, the mat, keep the gym really clean. And then I started learning jiu-jitsu, and then I started to train all day long. My coach used to give me the key. I used to go downstairs and then get to train with this guy used to see the magazine, beat me up the first day.
Are you still, I need to know, are you still friends with that guy? Do you still know him?
He's my friend. Yes. He's Don Mafia, his nickname.
Don Mafia?
Don Mafia, yeah. By the way, he was not even any Mafia guys. He just had a hat, and they was saying here, Mafia. And everybody nicknamed him as a Mafia. And then he started to fight MMA that time as well, a lot. And then his nickname in the ring was the Mafia.
Oh, that's funny.
The thing is, once I started doing jiu-jitsu, we didn't have that in the internet before, no anything to be able to be updated about positions, about what's going on, the modern game, anything like that. So we used to train do armbar by 6 months.
I heard you talk about that. That's crazy. You would practice a move and just do it over and over and over.
I learned double leg. I did double leg. No joke. Maybe 1 year, only double leg. Don't take down knee. Double single leg. That's it. And the sprawl.
Yeah.
And the sprawl. And then somebody used to teach. Once I started to teach some different stuff like Kimura, this and that, and then people, whoa, how fun is it?
So when you're learning a move like that for 6 months, you're drilling that move, but then you're sparring, right? You're rolling, right? So you get to practice a little bit of everything, right? You're putting it together though, right? But the drill is the same thing for 6 months.
Yes, maybe more.
Yeah,
every day, same thing. Sometimes you used to figure something out, to trap the leg because. I see somebody doing this. I saw in the magazine somebody doing that, and they start to develop something. But my coach, he used to teach just 1 hour a day for us, but he used to give the gym for us to train every single hour during the day. And then once he started to see how far I was going, every day, he started to go down to teach me more, kind of like a private. And then I started to train with him every day, whole day long. And then he had his son. And then his son was really good. My God. And then he used to smash so bad every day. Every single day. Could not have any advantage, anything the same. And then I started to learn. And then 17. And then 18, I met another master, Renato Tavares, his name. Is black belt under Carson Grace.
Mm-hmm.
But he's from Rio de Janeiro. He went to Curitiba. That's 200 miles from Curitiba. And my city is 50 miles from Curitiba. And then I had a friend that knew him. And so, I used to surf a lot. And then he told me, Jadyson, I know you like to fight. This I heard. I have a guy that brought jiu-jitsu to Curitiba. He's a black belt under Carson Grace. How about you meet this guy? And then I said, I would love to do it. How can I do that? And then he said, I have his phone here because I went there to train once with him, but I still have his phone. Do you want his phone? And then please do it. And then the interesting thing is I got his phone number, and then the same day I called him. And then I said, oh, look, my name is Jade, so I heard about you here. I would love to train with you. How can I do that? And then he said, look, I'm going to have a competition over the weekend here, state competition. If you want to compete, you're going to be welcome. And then I said, okay, you can sign him up right now. I don't know anything about the gi because I never trained with the gi. I know a lot of no gi. Well, I trained a lot of no gi. No, I didn't know a lot. So I trained a lot. And then I told him that. And then look, your gym is not affiliated with our federation here, but I'm going to allow you to train, to compete. And then I said, oh, thank you very much. I appreciate it. And then in another weekend, to return the week, and then I went there, Curitiba, and then I fought competition. I beat the main guy, supposed to win the competition, he said, and then I lost in the semifinal for another guy. I thought I was winning. I didn't know about points, anything, and then just lifted his hand at the end. He won, and I said, what? All right. Because the first guy had submitted him. So in my mind, was on submission. I didn't train for points because I used to train with like MMA techniques.
Yeah.
And then I got taste for jiu-jitsu this day. And it was really sad in the corner. I sit down there, sad because I lost. And then Renato Tavares came in my direction. Like he knocked my shoulder. And then are you Jadyson? And they said, yes. My name is Renato. I was the guy that talked with you on the phone. And I hugged him, like I did a hug, like thank you very much for everything. Sorry, I didn't win, and then he said, no, you beat the main guy in competition. This guy haven't been tapped out for a long time. And you did it nice, but you lost by point for the other guy. And then I said, yeah. I said, yeah, but I didn't know anything about point. I had no partner, anybody to help me out. And then he said, I like the way you are. You came here by yourself, you know. You didn't give a shit for anything. Just go and slap, bump, and let's go. And if you want to become a champion, state champion, you're gonna have to train under my gym. And then he said, yeah, but the only thing is my mom don't want me to train jiu-jitsu anymore, this and that. I was skipping the school a lot just to train. And then he said, oh, if you want to come here, I help you out. And then I went back to my city, like 50 miles back. And they started to think about that. I need to learn from this guy. And then I went there to train like over the weekend. I used to go there, spend like from Wednesday to Sunday. And then I used to sleep in the gym. And then after a while, I used to sleep in his house with another black belt as well. Really good black belt nowadays. They still competing at BTGF. And I was a white belt this time. And then I started to train with this guy. And then I became state champion, as he said. And then after that, I started to think, man, I wanna live about this. I wanna become a professor. I wanna do it forever. And I told him, and then he said, I wanna help you out about that. No problem. But you have to be committed, discipline, everything. And I said, man, I can do whatever you want for me to be here and train as many times as I can. And then he said, okay, I'm going to help you out. And then I left the school, I left everything behind. And then my mom was mad. My dad, oh my God, my dad kicked my ass out. Like, I don't want to see this guy anymore. No, never more. Because he had a company, truck company. And my brother used to work with him. And I left everything. And my brother used to make a good money with him. And I left everything just to train with this guy. With Renato Tavares. And then that's why my dad got so mad with me about that. And then after that, I started to train with Renato a lot. And then I got to my blue belt with him, my purple belt under him. And then Renato left. He lived. He was in Brazil. He came to America here to open his own gym. And then I was like, oh my God. I thought I was going to be black belt under this guy. And he was the best guy in the city. No only jiu-jitsu, he's cool as a person as well. Really good man, good big heart. And I was sad, like I don't know what to do anymore. And then he told me, I told him, maybe I'm gonna go to the shoot box. I wanna train under these guys there. And continue. I don't want to stop. You want to be a lion, you need to train with the lion. That's what my master used to tell me. And that time, the biggest gym was his gym, Carson Grace. And then once he went to US, the shooting box was the main gym that time. But it's another, like I can make a move, only the way how I started in shooting box. And then that time I had the rivalry about Muay Thai and Jiu Jitsu, you know? Mm-hmm. And once I arrived, I land over there. Like, oh my God, it was like a fresh meat. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Wow.
The lion was hungry. Want to kill me.
You know, my first coach who opened a gym when he got his black belt, he wound up closing after 2 years. Renato Tavares was his first coach. So my white through blue belt is part of that lineage. So when I was with him for a couple of years from when he opened till he closed. So like blue belt 2 stripes is when he closed. So I met him at a competition in Florida one time as well. My coach made me go introduce myself to him. So I had the pleasure of meeting him. So
it's a small world, eh?
Yeah,
God.
Yeah. When I've heard you talk about him before, and I'm like, I think we're talking about the same one. I went back into my mental filing cabinet, and I'm like, yeah, that was Renato Tavares. Like, yeah, that was my coach's first coach. So yeah, you know, it's it's a very small world. It's a very small world.
He's really a nice guy, you know. Like I love him very much. He gave me everything I need. I was needed to become a fighter. But my wish was to be a world champion. And then he left. Like, you know, now I want to be a world champion in MMA.
So you want? So let me throw a question in here. So, what was it about jiu-jitsu that you fell in love with? We all get. Anybody who does this, I say it this way: you either love jiu-jitsu or you hate jiu-jitsu. You're either going to do it or you're not. You can't. You don't go once a month. Like, hey, let me go just do jiu-jitsu because I'm feeling like getting some exercise in. That's not our sport. You have to love it or you hate it and you don't do it at all. What was it for you about jiu-jitsu that made you fall in love with it?
I think I felt in love because it gave me power, you know, something that I never had before, like to make somebody tap out in a gentle way. Is something else, you know what I mean? Like, it's not that karate, you have to kick the guy, have to punch the guy, like boxing, need to blading, this and that. Jiu-jitsu was more gentle. It's a gentle art. You need to become smart. It's not by your muscle. You need to be strong. The muscle comes from your muscle memory, you know? Yeah. It's not your muscle from here. So that's make me like get involved because I was a skinny guy. And and then my partner trainer, they used to be a fighter, a real fighter in Vale Tudo at that time. And after 6 months, I started to submit these guys. I started to make them tough. Like,
feels good. It feels so good.
It's so good. Like, man,
it's like a drug.
I'm a powerful, you know. I didn't know that. Then that's why I got like more, you know. I felt now I need to learn this. I want to become like a super boy.
Yeah. So you do go from you know karate, boxing, jiu-jitsu, and then you go into Vale Tudo, which is essentially right. That's MMA. It becomes MMA in the United States, essentially, right? So you start fighting in Vale Tudo, and then you go to Japan to fight in Pride, correct?
Yes, I did.
Tell us about that journey. Tell us about that transition into Pride.
Was that time actually? I was like fighting Brazil a lot. Before to box, I had some fights, and under my first master, the one I told me from the beginning. And once I went to shoot the boxing, it was a funny story because I used to know like to hear about Wanderlei Silva, Pelé, these guys, but I never had the opportunity to go there. And by the way, I was training to Renato, so for me it wasn't in my mind anymore to fight Vale Tudo. I was just jiu-jitsu because once I started with Renato, I did some fights already. And then after that, I said, no, I want to do only jiu-jitsu now. And then Renato left, and then I started to think, now I'm going to go back to Vale Tudo again. It was MMA already. Just, start to get more fancy stuff. And then that time I had a cassette, VHS.
VHS, we call it VHS or VHS tapes, right? That's what we call them.
I had my first fights, 3 or 4 fights in my hand, and then I gave to Rudimar, was the main guy of boxing, the manager, and I asked him if he could give me the opportunity to fight in his event. It was the main event in Brazil at that time, and for you to go to Pride or any event, tournament, big tournament, you're supposed to fight in Mecca World Vale Tudo, the name was the main event in Latin America. It was the main one, the best guys was there fighting this event. And they told him, I want to fight this tournament, your tournament. And then he said, yeah, but you know how it is here. Guys here, everybody has to be really sharp. And they said, watch the video. I don't like to talk. Just watch the video and come to me afterwards. If you don't feel like, it's up to you. But I know you're going to call me back. And you are so confident. Otherwise, I could not even face you right now as I'm doing here. I'm not stupid. I know what I'm doing. And then I like it. Okay, I'm going to watch our fights. And then he watched it. And after that, he called me back another day. Look, I think you have the character to be to fight in my tournament. And I said, thank you very much. When is it? And what time? And he said, you don't want to know who you're going to fight against? I said, I don't really care. I want to just fight. Whoever you're going to put in front of me, I'm going to fight. I don't care about the weight. I don't care who it is. I don't want to even hear the name. I want to just go and fight. And he I hope he eyes. Really? What do you think you are? No, I'm not thinking I'm the best. But I am telling you, I fear no man, nobody. That's what I want you to understand. I don't care. I go to the kill or to die. To die or to,
Kill or be killed, you would say, right?
Yeah, that's what I'm going to say. And then he said, I like it. And then I fought his tournament. I fought against his coach, his jiu-jitsu coach, Cristiano Marcelo. He's a black belt under Royler Grace. I fought 8 minutes with him. I lost by triangle, of course. I was purple belt that time. But I was beating him up, by the way. I was winning the fight. But at the end, they did a huge mistake. No, it's not a mistake. The guy was good as well, But I did the mistake as well. But anyway, I lost. And then after that, I went back to my city. And then he called me back again. Do you want to fight again? And I said, of course, I want to do that again. And he said, okay, but we don't have the schedule. But the next time I'm going to call you back. I said, thank you, everything. And then what I did, I opened my own, wasn't a gym because Renato he came to US. I was with nobody to train. And then I had my another master there. But the techniques there wasn't. Once I met Renato Tavares, I started to compare with my other master. Way different, the technique, everything. And then I continued training with Renato that time. And then, but he was in US, but I represented his name. And then I opened like a garage close to my house in my city, only to teach 10 people, 10 friends of mine. And then this garage became a gym. I got like more than 100 people inside that training. They started to get full. And then train the whole day long. And then my mind was, I want to fight in Pride. Because Pride at that time was making a lot of noise. But the terrible part is, that time I had no lightweight fighters and fight in Pride.
It was all heavyweights, right? It was kind of like almost an absolute or an open weight, right?
Exactly. And then I was talking with my friends, look how the life is. Everybody was telling me, Jadyson, forget it. You're gonna have to take a lot of testosterone, this and that. I don't think gonna be good for you. And I said, I'm gonna fight in my own way. Hear me, guys. Guys, you need to believe what you need for your life. But this happened to me. I started to mentalize what I want every single day. I want to be Pride. I used to watch Pride. I used to tell it to myself, because if I tell it for somebody, nobody would believe me, you know, because I was too small. They are thinking I was a dreamer, you know, think too much. And then I started to train. I don't care. I started to train. And then I called Rudimar back. And I told him, what I have to do to fight in Pride? And then he said, you need to be a shootbox member.
Right. They didn't let, like, Pride wasn't just letting anybody come and fight. It's not like today where you could be a different affiliate. You really had to come from Shoot the Box to, if you were going to come from Brazil, you had to come from Shoot the Box, right?
I had 2 gyms in Brazil to take you to Pride.
Okay.
Brazilian top team.
Okay.
And shoot the boxing. But for you to be able to fight in Pride, if you are not from these 2 gyms, you're supposed to fight in Mecca and beat Shoot the Box member or beat Brazilian top team member up. And then that's the way for you to go through his gym and represent them.
Okay.
You know, and then what I did, I started to train with this guy. And then he said that I'm supposed to become a member. And then I told him what I need to do. I can leave tomorrow and go to your gym. And then he said, look, you can come here. You're gonna have some experience first, because we know your talent, how good you are. But to be a member here, you need to show your heart. You need to show how strong you are inside. Because a lot of people come here, they get beat by the first, second day, they give up, go back home. And that's why nobody wants to come here.
That's a tough room. That's a tough room of killers at that time, correct?
Correct. And then what I did, I had my gym, and then I gave up. I closed the door. Crazy. I didn't tell anybody. I just closed the door. Boom. Done. Anybody saw me. And then my brother gave the money back to my other students, and I disappeared from my house, my city. And then I went to Curitiba. I didn't know where to sleep, what to eat, had anything. I just got the little money just to survive by the first, second day. And then I went there. I knocked this guy door there, the shooter box door there. And then I went there, I knocked the door. The guys, everybody looked at me like, you know. But I had fight. I fought already with his member. One of his members was Cristiano Marcelo. I went back there to be able to be a member. And then they were like, this guy is crazy, because anybody used to do that, you know. And I told them, I'm not crazy. I just want to search my dream. So I can do whatever I need to do to fight in Pride. And everybody laughed once I told that. Everybody like, you want to fight in Pride with this size you want?
Tell everybody how tall and your weight at the time. How tall are you?
I'm 5'11".
Okay, that's how tall I am.
My weight is right now is 155.
Okay.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
You liked?
I'm dropping weight now.
So they see. So you were skinny, or you were skinny back then. So they see you coming in, and they don't.
They're
judging a book by its cover.
By the way, I fought Cristiano Marcelo 10 kilos more than me. Yeah. I didn't ask for the weight. I told him, man, go any weight you want. Fuck off. Let's fight. And then, sorry about the words, guys.
That's okay. It's okay. You can curse.
Yeah.
And then I went to train there. And then everybody beat me up so bad. I got fever. I could not walk properly. I got a lot of medicine the guys gave me to be able to. But the first day I'm talking about, they beat me up bad. I could not walk properly. No joke.
Really?
And then after But after this day, I closed my gym. I didn't know where to sleep, just to have an idea. I was in his gym the first day. I could not go back home with one hand at front, other hand up in the back. You know what I mean? And then I thought to myself, and this first day was Muay Thai day. They put me up in Muay Thai. I didn't know how to kick, drop. Like Muay Thai is another martial art, different than karate and boxing, anything. And then, okay, they beat me up so bad. And then another day, I thought to myself, I don't care. I'm going to go through it. I want to do whatever I want. Then I went back another day there. I went back there, and then the guy told me, do you want to continue? Are you sure? And I said, yes. But if you guys let me start on the ground, I can show my jiu-jitsu over here. But if you want to start standing, I can try. But I want to work.
They thought you were going to quit. They were trying to get you to quit. They want,
yeah,
right.
And then they said, all right, so they're going to be jiu-jitsu. Let's do it. And they said, okay, let's go. And then I showed my jiu-jitsu. And then I started to show techniques. I started to improve. I started to develop inside that mat, this and that, you know. And then I got some credit about that. And then after that, after these days, was 1 week fully, every day, beat me up to go back home. And I wasn't going back. If I'm telling you, I went there with no money, no place to live. There's another history behind that to tell you what I did to sleep, what I did to eat. This day, I was done. I could not walk. I didn't know where to go. By the way, I saw bicycle place to fix bicycle.
Mm-hmm.
Because I had a bicycle, somebody borrowed me to cycle there. And then I went to fix my bicycle there. And then the guy was working, like I was painting the bicycle. And then I told him, do you need some helper? And yes, I need. And they said, I can help you out. I need some money to eat, this and that. And then I started to talk my history for him. I came here to train, this and that. And I want to send money to rent a room or something. And then let's do one thing. You can sleep inside my office here, my mechanic place, and I can help you out. You can help you something. Let's do it. And then I started working with these guys in the night to paint bicycle, clean things, to be able to sleep. And to eat, I used to knock the restaurant's door and ask for food, for the rest of the food, if I could eat. And I was telling them I could clean anything. I was cleaning whatever they need to do. I can help just to be able to eat. And then I started to do that. I started to go to the end of the restaurant. One of the time they were going to close, and they got a bunch of pizza. I used to eat pizza 1 week straight, just pizza, anything else.
I've done that.
That's hard.
Because I wanted to, not because I had to.
I had to eat with water because I had no taste anymore. It was just to make my belly full. I was drinking water and pizza together to be able to train. And that's how I did start there, And then, anyway, after this process, I went through there to this part-time. I got beat every day there for those guys. And then after that, Rudimar offered a fight for me. He said like that, Jadyson, I have a fight for you. But if you lose it, you out. Go back home. And I was there around 3 months already. And man, a lot of weight on my back once he said that. My God, I have to beat this guy. And then by the way, I fought this tournament. I submit the guy in first round, first minute. I armor the guy. Of course, I'm gonna armor. I don't need to know what to do properly. I did a stomp. I stomped his face, and I got in the full mount and the armbar. By the way, I had the Vanderlei Silva in my corner, Maurice Shogun in my corner, and the tournament was really small. I could not lose it. I was like, I had to win. It was like, it's a must. I have no choice. Win or win. Two choices. Win or win. That's it. And then the terrible part is my leg was hurt because somebody kicked my leg so bad during the train. I could not walk properly. I was like limping a little bit, And then what I did to the trance, I put the music, hip hop music. I started to dance to don't show I was limping. You know what I mean? Just to pretend I was just dancing, but I could not walk. Because if I walk properly, they supposed to see how my leg was in bad spot. And then Vanderlei in my corner and Shogun told me, Jadyson, the guy was an Aikido guy. And he said, Jadyson, take this guy down right away. And he fucked him up. And they said, all right. The thing is, once I started the fight, I went straight to clinching him. And then I went to knee him like a Muay Thai clinch. And that time I was slippery like the floor. The guy got in my back. He was going to choke me out like what the fuck? And then like the first 10 seconds, And then I said, no, man, I cannot lose this fight. And then I took him out. I defended the choke, and then I got to the top, and then I opened his guard, and then I jumped on him, boom, stomped on his face. He got busy, and then I got to the full mount and armbar him, boom, right away. And then I won the fight. And then after this day, my life starts, like my professional life. And then people start to give me more credit, to give me more space. They stop to beat me up that much. No anymore. Used to beat me up, of course, but not that bad anymore.
Thank you to DD214 Fightwear, gear for patriotic rollers. Visit their website, dd214bjj.com, and get 15% off your online order with code JJD. And check them out on Instagram at dd214_Fightwear. Thank you to Feito IT and AV, specializing in commercial and residential automation, security cameras, CCTV, POS, and more. Check them out at feitoitav.com or call 305-428-2515 and let them know the dummy sent you. Thank you to Neutral Zone CBD, a combat family-owned company that supports athletes and the people who love them. Neutral Zone strives to deliver clean CBD products for sports recovery in gummies, lotions, balms, roll-ons, and more. After a competition, a hard rolling session, or a tough day on the job, Neutral Zone has a product designed to help you reduce inflammation, increase cell rejuvenation, and may even help with aging joints. Visit NeutralZoneCBD.com and get 25% off your order with code JJD. And follow them on Instagram too, at MyNeutralZone. All of us here at the Jiu Jitsu Dummies would like to thank the entire crew over at Flow and Roll for their tremendous support. They're renowned for their incredible t-shirt designs, and they've got something for everyone. Flow and Roll quickly rose up to become the premier custom apparel provider for academies, big or small, throughout the United States. Shoot them an email about your custom order, flowandroll@gmail.com, and they'll be more than happy to get you hooked up. Check them out on Instagram at flow_n_roll for samples of their gi and no-gi kits. They conveniently offer flexible payment options, too. Head over to flowandroll.com for more details, and while you're there, pick up a Jiu Jitsu Dummies signature tee, now exclusively at flowandroll.com. And remember, you'll get 20% off your online purchase of t-shirts, rash guards, or gis with code JJD. Special thanks to George Hernandez, Claims Adjuster. Have you experienced damage in your residential or commercial property in the states of Florida or Texas from flood or fire, storms, theft and vandalism, even sinkholes, just to name a few? Don't get stressed out dealing with your insurance provider. Call George Hernandez today and let the professionals get you the most compensation possible. Visit HernandezClaims.com or call 305-712-6751 to get help now. And stay in touch with them on Instagram at Hernandez Claims.
They started to believe in you. They believed that in your heart and your jiu-jitsu and your fighting skills.
I did conquer my space, in this way. Like I'm respectful to everyone. Like doesn't matter which belt, which color of belt you are, or which professional you are. I'm the same person with everyone. That's how I did it there. And after that, I started to train, and then I got some money. But this fight, it wasn't that much. But I never seen him that much money in my hand for a long time. And then I rent my room. And then once I rent my room, and then Vanderlei Silva started to help me out as well, because I used to teach, no teaching, I used to spar with him in jiu-jitsu a lot. Like over the weekend, we never stopped. Like he had some fight ahead in Pride. I used to train with him whole hour, 2 hours in the Sunday, doesn't matter. He used to, my room was next to the gym. My luck, I got somebody there to share the room with me. And Anderson Silva used to go there a lot. The girl used to live with me there. And we used to train a lot that time. But me and the Vanderlei, I had more, how can I tell you? Our relation was more, I got more comfortable with him because he was the only guy I was talking once I started. He was the only guy I had the inspiration, to be like him. And he recognized it. He saw. I told him, look, I came here because I want to be like you. I want to do what you do. I want to fight in Pride.
He's already having success in Pride. He's already a Pride name at this time. A big name.
He had beat Sakuraba for the first time already. I think the first match he beat Sakuraba. And then after that, he said, he started to give me a lot of strength, train, don't worry, talk. A lot of words for me to make me strong, because I had anybody to talk. I was only by myself. And the gym was, I had a lot of guys who was to slap my back, but at the end they want to, what I mean? Like, it wasn't a real friend. Because in shooting box, there are a lot of fighters there. And everybody want to take the head off from each other to be able to fight in the biggest event. That's how it is, how it was there. They friend this and that, but at the end, they want to kill you. They want to.
It's not a team sport. It's not a team sport. Yeah. And we see that a lot even now in the U.S. Like, look at Colby Covington and Kamaru Usman. These guys train together, and eventually you're going to fight. So it's this team sport until it's not a team sport anymore. It's a team sport until you have to face off with your teammate, because you're now the best of the best.
Exactly.
Jorge Masvidal, a couple of weeks ago as well. Same thing. These guys were roommates and friends, and.
Yep. And then what happened after that? Rafael Cordeiro, the King's MMA.
Oh yeah.
He was my MMA and my Thai coach. He did his first tournament, MMA tournament, called Samurai Fight. Samurai. Yeah, it was Samurai. And then I debuted there in his tournament. I did the main event in this day. Because there was a small tournament, but I had to fight in Mecca already. So I was like, you know what I mean? A little bit more than everybody else about name. And the event was the first event. And then I fought this tournament. And then the same thing I did by the first one. I kicked the guy's head. But I knocked him out by the stomp on the face. Wow, this day was terrible, man. Once you remember this, oh my God. I was sharing my fight. The venue was quiet in silence, and like 3,000 people quiet. And then I looked behind me. The guy was on the ring. It was ring, not shaking. Oh, and then the ambulance came, took him out. He got in the hospital by 3 days in coma. He could not.
Wow.
Like, really bad spot. So, but the day I was celebrating in the ring, like, I had to be quiet. Raise my hand up. I was, man, what am I going to do? If I don't kick him, he's supposed to kick me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We used to say, I prefer his mom crying than my mom. You know what I mean? So
kill or be killed. Kill or be killed, right? Again.
Yeah, but anyway, and then I fought this tournament, and then I won by the first, I think it was first round, first 10 seconds, I think. And then because I started, and then I kicked the guy's leg, and then the guy fell, and then I stopped his face, didn't stop him. By the way, Minotauro was the ref this day. Yeah. And then after that, I fought this fight, and then I fought in Mecca again. And then I had my purple belt that time. I fought against Marcelo Nigri. He was black belt that time. I was purple. He was world champion in Jiu-Jitsu B that time as well. And I was the box member. So I fought him in Mecca, the same event I told you before. And then I submitted him in the first round, 2 minutes. And after that, everybody started to nick because I stopped his face as well. Every single fight I did.
Just Google, if you Google your name, there's a very famous picture of you. I believe it's in Pride, and you're stomping on somebody's face. You know the picture, right?
Yeah. And then this day, that picture, I stopped his face, and then I armed him the first round, very first 2 minutes, I think. 2 minutes of fight. And then I armed him. And then after that, they in Brazil had a website because they had no magazine. Had no internet, that much internet. I had internet, but not like Google, Facebook, Instagram at this time. And they had a Portal do Vale Tudo, the name. It was a website. Everybody used to discuss about jiu-jitsu, this and that. And then the people of the website nicknamed me as a little Vanderlei in Brazil. Because my fights, I used to fight like him. Like they were the same way.
Yeah.
I want to stomp on the face. because in my mind, I want to go to Pride. And to go to Pride, I need to be like a Vanderlei, you know? That's the only way it is. And I'm going to tell you one thing. Nobody did believe me like I supposed to fight because of my weight. But I said, I was praying every day to God. God did hear me. That I was going to do the very first fight in the Pride history in lightweight. This I'm talking about before. Once I got to the box, I was getting beat every day, pray before the training, pray after the training because I survived it, you know. And then tell you, I want to go there. You are my guide. You want to take me there, however the cost is. I'm going to do that. And then I did the very first fight, lightweight fight in the Pride history against Takanori Gomi. And then I made it, you know what I mean? Like, but I fought at front of 50,000 people in the Ginásio Saitama Arena. It's not, I don't want to tell you, I don't want to give you excuses because I lost. I fought him 8 minutes. He's good, by the way, very good. Yeah. But my mind, I wasn't there. You know what I mean? For me, it was like everything, like, wow, I made my dream. You know, I never had flight before in my life. I never went to an airplane in my life. And then the very first time I went to Japan, by the way, 24 hours. And they arrived in Japan, 1,000 people in the airport waiting for us, sharing, hey, Vanderlei. And I was like shocked. Like, what the fuck is here? But because Vanderlei for me is a normal friend. He's a normal person.
For them, he was like a Michael Jordan or a Mike Tyson, right? He was huge. Yeah. All the Brazilians were at that time.
I never thought like that because I used to see Vanderlei only in the gym. I used to spend more time in my life inside the gym than walk on the street, probably, for sure. So I didn't walk around with Vanderlei outside of the gym. So my life with him was only in the gym. You know what I mean? And then I went to Japan with him. People was calling his name on the street. We got a bus from the airport to the hotel. 100 cars behind us, coming with the lights, everything. We stopped at the hotel, Prince Hotel, close to the Tokyo Tower in Tokyo. Once we arrived there, they dropped the carpet, the red carpet for us, you know.
Wow.
No, it was something else, like a rock star, you know, rock and roll. It's no joke. I'm telling you the truth.
Yeah.
And for me, you know what I mean? I was like a humble guy, came from a small town. You know, I had struggled a lot in my life to get there. I didn't click anything yet. I was like, oh man, I'm here. I didn't ask about Karakanori Gomi, how his style is, who he is, anything.
Just wanted to fight.
I don't want to tell you this is skills, you know. I realized when I lost, and that's it. Training more. And when you lost for the opponent is one thing. Once you lost to yourself is another thing. That day I can say maybe I lost for both. You know what I mean? Because he was good, but I wasn't in my prime, like the way I supposed to be. You know, my performance didn't work properly that day. And then, man, my life, it can go forward a little bit after that. And then after that, another history of my life, you know. And then I went back to shoot the box. I was the number one in the ranking. The night for another day, I was in the bottom, very bottom again. And I had to rise up again, like a phoenix. You know what I mean? I had to start from the beginning again. Like, you think how my mind was. One day I was a star, another day people was judging me. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
Because the contrast was too much. You know, like, so that time, man, my life went down. I started to lose a lot of fights, you know. I started to party, to drink a lot.
Yeah.
I was going for another road. I switched it. The devil took me to other side, looks like, you know what I mean? It's hard to tell you, like.
Were you doing that by yourself, or were your teammates doing that as well? Were you getting caught up in the team aspect, and they were also doing that, or that you just kind of went off on your own?
No. They freeze me. That's why they freeze me really bad. They took me to the corner, and then they start to tell me, "Oh, Jade, you're gonna fight this and that guy," and then I fought back again in a smaller tournament. They offer me like, let's say, one amount of money. At the end, they gave me half of that money they offered me, and I had to pay my rent. I had to pay my food. I could not even pay my rent with the money they gave me. And they said that I draw the fight. After Pride, I draw my fight. And he said, "You're supposed to win. So you don't deserve the entire money. I'm going to give you half." And what am I going to say? I have to hold it. Otherwise, I have nowhere to go. You know? And then I held the money. I went back home and I started to think, man, they want to take me out, I think. But it's okay. What am I going to do? I'm going to continue. I'm going to keep going. But as I told you, there in Shoot the Box that time, I had a lot of guys training there. But the main guy, let's say, the official team, I was the official team. And to be in the official team, you're supposed to show your heart a lot in the ring. And I did. And a lot of guys behind who was trying to become the official
they wanted
team,
your spot.
They start to push me to the party a lot with them.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Rave party, 3 days in bam, crazy.
I don't know anything about that. I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't care. Nowadays, I'm really keep, it's my background. It's done already. Not keep this has to be an example for those people who want to hear that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So don't repeat.
Absolutely. Yeah. That's valuable.
So when do you realize, okay, I'm going to make this transition into just jiu-jitsu, and how do you wind up in the United States? Tell me about that part of your journey and your path.
So then I left Shoot the Box. Let's go forward up Shoot the Box. Everything started to go wrong to my side there, and then I went back to my hometown with my parents' house. Oh my God, it was a nightmare, man. You know what I mean?
How old are you at that point? What age are you when that happens?
20, I fought in Pride with 23.
Okay.
And then this time it was 25, 1 year later.
Okay.
I was the one of the youngest fighter in Pride, me and Shogun. And then after that, I went back to my hometown. I know the guys, the political guys in my town. I started to make my own tournament called was Paranaguá Fight. By the way, John Lineker was my student. Nowadays, he was in UFC. Now he's in UFC. He has a belt there. Mm-hmm. Has some more guys that I drove them to the world, in my tournament. And after that, but my city was too small for me because in my mind I want to learn more. I want to learn. I'm addicted. I want to learn. I want to improve every day. If I don't train one day, it seems like I'm a regret. I'm going down. My mind goes crazy. I need to keep going. And then I told and then my parents was, I need to work, stop it, this and that. And I wasn't making a lot of money in my tournament. Because I used to pay by the way, I used to promote my friends only by my will, with no money back. The only money I used to make to sell the ticket, I used to pay the fighters. Sometimes I could not even pay them properly because there wasn't that much people that's supposed to have. And then I did a 5 edition of my tournament. And then after that, I thought to myself, no, I have to go for somebody else to teach me jiu-jitsu. And in Curitiba, nobody, after Renato went to West, nobody else that had his level. And then what I did, I went to São Paulo, like 200 miles from my town. Same thing, by myself, one bag, few clothes, and my gi, that's it. And then I went there to Barbosa's gym. Have you heard of Mark Barbosa?
I know. I've heard the name Barbosa, but not Mark. I've heard of Edson Barbosa.
Mark Barbosa, by the way, is the Murilo Santana's coach.
Okay.
In Brazil.
Okay. Your coach's coach.
Yes. And then he was one of the best. He beat Ryder Grace, just for you have an idea.
Oh, okay.
Wow. In Brazil. That's why he became really famous. And then I started training under him. And then after that, I trained under him by the first 3 years. And then I met a guy from South Africa. And then in Barbosa's gym. And then, man, crazy life. I told him like that because I'm a surfer. And he used to live in a place that still have a lot of waves there. And I told him, look, if you make a seminar for me there, I want to just the ticket. I want a place to sleep, to eat. I want to surf 1 week, and then I'm going to go back. And then he said, I know somebody there because this guy went to Brazil to train because he was selected to go to Abu Dhabi. And in South Africa, that time, 2010, 2011, something like that, had no black belt in the entire country. And he said, that's why I came to Brazil, because there is no black belt. If you go there, you're going to be like a king there, because nobody knows jiu-jitsu. And he made me the contact, and then I went there, and they're supposed to stay there for 1 week. And by the way, I spent 3 years there.
You never left.
Nice.
And then I went there. I supposed to go back in another week, but the interesting thing is, I didn't know about MMA there, anything about that. I just went there to show my jiu-jitsu, to do my jiu-jitsu and have some fun, surf. That's it. And then, man, the time like 2 days before, and then I was training one guy who's supposed to fight MMA, but I didn't know that. And then he said, "Oh, look, my student gonna fight MMA. Can you help him out about this and that? The guy he's gonna fight against. He knows a lot of omoplata. He needs some escapes." And they trained this guy. I trained this guy a lot of stuff, this and that. And then he went to fight there. I was in his corner. He got hit for a stupid guy. Like, oh my God, I didn't even like this. And I was shy for him. And then, okay. And then, okay, all right. And then I went back to there. This day I was in Johannesburg. And then I was in Cape Town, okay, extreme south. And then the guy told me, this guy that I was there teaching his gym, Mike, his name. Do you want to fight the EFC? EFC Africa is a big tournament in Africa. And then I said, I needed to go back to Brazil. I teach there. I make some money there, this and that. But how gonna work this? And he said, I can help you out. It's a sponsor, food, this and that. If you win there, you can have bad boy sponsorship for you, this and that. The thing is gonna change. And I said, look, I'm gonna ask somebody to hold my class there. I'm gonna do it. And because I never run away from a fight. I prefer to fight and lose than say not to a fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The way I was before. Today, if you want to fight me, I don't want to fight anymore. And then I fought this tournament. And then they matched me against the pioneer there, the big guy there. But they didn't let me go to lightweight. I supposed to fight. They, if you want to fight here, you're going to be a welterweight. And they said, I never give a shit for the weight, you know. Let's do it. And then I fought this guy. I got the submission of the night. I kimura him the first round. I did a kimura from the guard. And then I supposed to go back, right? And then the matchmaker of the tournament told me, offered me 3 fights in a row. And then, man, I had to give up my gym in Brazil, everything. Like, not my gym. I used to teach somebody's gym there. And then I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to get this fucking belt. And then I'm going to go back home afterwards. And then what happened? I did another fight. And then the first guy was a striker. And they submitted him. The second guy was James Rennie. He had 8 fights. He won by submission, all of them. And he was welterweight. He used to come down so heavy. I was way lower than my own weight. And then I fought this guy. I has another history, by the way, with this guy. I was eating. I don't eat bullshit, by the way, before the fight. This day I got a lot of McDonald's chips, Coke, just to mess with the guy. You know, and then everybody was there. I went in with the Coke or McDonald's in my hand. I didn't hit even my own weight. Just for you to know, my own weight I could not hit with the McDonald's in my hand. Everything. And then I faced the guy. And he like another day. The guy's a lot of sorrow. A lot of stuff afterwards because he was almost passed out because he lost so much weight. And I was eating my fries in front of him, drink my Coke, and bite my McDonald's. Yeah. This was just something to mess his mind, wasn't it?
That was your version of the magazine. Like the guy messed with you with the magazine?
Exactly. You know how it is. My credential was already. And then, man, I fought this guy. And then submitted him. I did him a rear neck choke. By 2 minutes as well, the first round. And then once I beat him, I came up in the ring. I came up and did this. I did it like this.
Oh.
And then I looked to the matchmaker outside of the fence. I did it like this, the signal of the belt. The fucking belt, I thought. And then the guy matched me up with the belt afterwards. And this guy had like 90 fights in a row, whole knockouts and submission. Big dollars a pop.
Or 90? 9, you said? 9.
9.
Okay.
And then everybody was saying, "Whoa, this Brazilian guy coming here, he just did 2 fights and he's going to the belt already." But I beat the 2 main guys in the country that's supposed to be the. They were close to the belt already, but their fights wasn't that expressive fight. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like the way I fought these guys, I made the fight looks easy. Was like, oh,
we lost.
I'm gonna do a presentation today. Done. So that's basically that's the way they go. What the fuck?
Yeah.
And then, okay. And they fought against the belt guy, the champion, and they knocked him out in the round number 4, and then I got the belt. And then, man, I'm gonna tell you, my life changed. It changed completely.
So you're in
I
South Africa, 3 fights in, and you already have the belt.
And then I got the belt before 1 year. Like I
Wow.
did it, 10 months I got the belt. And I jumped over a lot of guys was fighting there, more than 8 fights. They could not go to the belt that time. But I because I told them, I already beat the main guy. Want to beat me somebody else, I can beat. I don't care. But it's better for you guys to take me to the belt already, because the only way we can have some fun. Otherwise, I told the guys, bummers, this and that. They got mad with me, but I like to make noise, make some more money. And then I did that. And then I said, okay. And then I beat this guy. And then after that, man, oh my God. Everybody was like want to kill me. Like after that, because the way I fought the champion, I'm telling you, I fought 4 rounds. He didn't touch me once. He just my eyes stretched a little bit because I put him against the cage. I was trying to take him down, but I felt his strength was very strong. And I don't want to go down with this guy. If I do something wrong here, I'm gonna be in bad spot. I'm gonna fight stand with this guy. But my game plan was to take him down, but I switched my game plan the time I put him in defense the first round. I realized like this guy was strong. I got his hip here. I was trying to go to get my leg, to cross my leg under his leg, but I could not move his leg, man. He was very strong, and then I was breaking my grip by myself because I was holding him so long. And then I said, no, I don't want to be here. I asked him to the middle, like, come. And then I started to fight with him. I saw my leverage, you know what I mean? I saw like my timing was way forward. Like I was punching him, he was doing this to see me where I was, like too far. And then was the first fight live in the entire country. And for me to sell my sponsor, I told the guys that because the first round I beat him so bad, I supposed to knock him out anytime I want. But I told him for my manager, I want to spend more time in live TV. You know what I mean? And then I told him to my manager, I don't want to knock this guy now. He was mad. No, please knock this guy out. And I told even him, go back, try to bet me. I'm talking about during the rest round. For another round, I was talking like that at my corner. I told my corner, go put some money on me that I'm going to beat this guy in the round number
4. The magazine.
Yeah, and then, man, the interesting thing is, I knocked him out, the number 4.
Yeah, oh, wow.
Yeah, then the first round, I imitate like a monkey, because I did a lot of bullshit in the fight, during the fight, like magazine stuff.
Yeah.
And
my producer said the same thing a minute ago. He said, your magazine.
That's going to become a thing.
And then, man, I got the belt. And then my life changed a little bit more. And then I lost my belt. And then I went back to Brazil again. Once I came back to Brazil, and then now I'm going to come the part talking about how I ended up here in America. Once I was in South Africa, one guy there, as a Sheikh guy, he was watching me because my fight was live in the entire country. And he did invite me to teach jiu-jitsu in Abu Dhabi, in a military base. And then I had to do an interview in Brazil. And then I went out from Africa to Brazil. Then I did that interview. No, I went back to Brazil. And then I supposed to do the interview to go through Abu Dhabi to teach jiu-jitsu there. But by the way, I met my wife those days there in Brazil. And this short time I had in Brazil, I was supposed to go to Brazil, spend like 1 month there, and then go to Abu Dhabi. And then once I came to Brazil, I went back to Brazil. I was in a small island there surfing. I was helping my friend in his hotel there. And then I met my wife in this hotel. And then I switched my mind. I don't want to go to Abu Dhabi anymore, I want to go for somewhere else. But I could not stay in Brazil because that time, man, I think big. I don't think small. I'm this kind of person. I don't think small. I think big. I don't, I think we need to think, like, to make something happen to your life. You cannot think small, you know what I mean? And then I thought, no, I want to go to America. I want to go there. And then I called my friend. His name is Nino Chambry. Have you heard about him?
No.
Nino Chambry is a guy that beat Sakuraba in Japan in Pride. And in 90s, he was considered Rickson Grace in 90s in Brazil in Jiu Jitsu. He was really famous because the king of omoplata, submission. He's crazy how good he is. And he has his own gym in California. And I called him. And they said, look, I start to learn English. I'm still learning. And I think I have enough English to teach jiu-jitsu. If you know some place, somebody else there for me to go, I can go. And I'm available. And then he said, all right, guys, Jadyson, give me some days I'm going to call you back. And then he called me back. And he said, look, I have a guy here. He's my student. He used to come here to California to train with me. He has his own airplane, everything. He wants somebody to teach him on his own gym. Only for him. Thank you, guys. I want to teach.
White belts, huh? I'm sorry. I'm just kidding.
And then Chambers drove me to this guy, and they came to Grand Rapids. But I supposed to teach only him because he's a millionaire guy. You know what I mean? Like my contract was by 3 years. And I told him, look, man, I think you're going to save some money. And I don't want to, because I don't think you're going to stay here because you're going to teach me. You want me to teach only you. I know I have no good money to do that. But I think I needed to teach more people. I came to this life to help people. Not only one person. I'm not selfish. It's not only about money, you know what I mean? Life is about a lot of things. And I think God drove me for this sport because this sport, I can tell you, changed my personality, the way I was before and then afterwards, the way it became. And I know how good jiu-jitsu is for people, to get better outside of the mat. And I told this guy, look, I like you a lot. I like everything you offered me here, but I don't think you're going to be able to teach you forever here. And he said, okay, let's open the gym for everybody else.
Oh, wow. And
he opened he opened the gym for everybody else. And then COVID, they came to West, he opened his gym for everybody else, started to teach, and then COVID came and broke down everything. And then I lost my job. And then and then also COVID came. I had 4 years in America already, and I had some credit in the bank, everything. And then the COVID came. I opened my own gym. Now I'm here. I'm still here.
So wow. You opened during COVID, or did you opened after you became a Unity
no,
affiliate?
First COVID came, everybody, like New York was empty, like a ghost city. I was coming here to train only for our members here, only for the fighters. And we didn't know what's supposed to happen afterwards. Everybody was in bad spot.
Yeah.
Every single coach didn't know what to do. And then we said, let's train. What do we have here? Let's keep going. And then we train here this time. And then I went back to Grand Rapids afterwards. I gave my apartment back. I gave my car back. Everything I had there. And then I started to teach in a gym from a student of mine. Small gym. He opened his gym there in Muskegon. And then I went there to teach him this gym. But this gym wasn't work properly because small gym, the money there wasn't that much for people to train jiu-jitsu, you know what I mean? But I tried my best to make this gym work. and didn't work. And then I came back to Grand Rapids. That's 50 miles from Muskegon. And then I thought, because my wife was in Brazil this time, was stuck in Brazil because nobody could come in. And then I could not live with the amount of money I had in another gym. And then I said, now I have enough credit. I can, have some money from the bank, buy some mats, rent some spot, and try what I have left. You know what I mean? And then I came back. I came back to Grand Rapids, and then my former student came back, and then my kids program started going on. And thanks God, nowadays, success,
That's
plenty
great.
of people. Yep, I have every single month is just increasing. Like a lot of kids, I teach a lot of kids. The most students I have is kids. I have kids program, homeschool program, and it's going on right now. Really nice.
It's I know from just the gym that I train in, we have a huge kids program, and focusing on the kids program are your teenagers and adults later. So if those kids stay with you, that's going to turn into your adult program. I see it at my school. I've been there 6 years now. And the little kid, 6 years, the kid was 12, he's 18. Now he's training with the adults. And we have a very, very powerful, kids to adult program now. The girls, guys, so it's nice to see you. It's good to focus on that. You focus on the kids, they become, they stay, they have to go, right? Parents aren't going to let them quit. Not most of the time. They're going to have to go. Adults tend to quit. They get, I heard this, I heard that. They quit. You lose them. It's hard to invest in the adults sometimes because you're going to lose them at some point. And
the interesting part is like in U.S., in the place I am there in Cascade area in Grand Rapids, is the main place in entire country here in the U.S. that is homeschool program. The most homeschool program in there.
Okay.
So I got look a little bit,
Yeah. So what do they do? Do they come and study in the gym? They're homeschooled, but then they come to you for jiu-jitsu.
Yes.
Do you have a program where they can come and do like homework and stuff like that, like an after-school care?
No, yet. Okay. But we are already planning for that. I'm going to have summer camp as well for the kids. It's a whole day long in the summer. And it's because I opened my gym like five months ago, so I'm still in process to improve something, to update things. You know what I mean? More ideas.
Great. That's great, man! Congratulations.
Thank you. I have some kids that became a state champion in wrestling, training jiu-jitsu under me before they were. So they could not. They started 11 years old with me. Nowadays he's 19. He's state champion. And what he says that jiu-jitsu have helped him a lot in wrestling because jiu-jitsu, we work with our legs and our foot as we work with our hands. And in wrestling, they work from the hip to above, from the core to this side. They don't work the leg that much. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And also, the guy's going to pin your back on the mat. You teach you some sweeps, like butterfly sweep, that helps you, your mobility and also your mindset. Because wrestling, you need to go crazy, cannot stop, explosion. In jiu-jitsu, you need to take it easy. You need to control your heart to be able to think. If your heart go too fast, there is your circulation, blood circulation gets stuck because it goes too fast. And then if you get stuck, it doesn't send air to your brain, so you don't think. You become dumb. You don't get smart. So in jiu-jitsu, you learn how to control your breath, control your heart to go slow and send air to your brain to make you smarter, And the combination with wrestling is a good combination because you have to be a class, to mix it.
Yeah.
It's very helpful as well.
What age do you start the kids at? What are your youngest class?
3 years old. Two. Really? No, I have one. Just the youngest is 3 years. 3 years old.
That's hard. It's hard teaching a 3-year-old.
You know what?
Or is it more playful?
No, the way I do, actually, I do a lot of games with them, but at the same time, they are learning jiu-jitsu.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Some games that are going to improve their motor coordination. You know, I talk about respect. I talk about friendship. I talk like what jiu-jitsu is like. Truly, it's not only about takedowns, not about kimura, it's not about arm bars. It's more than that. So that's what I try to tell them. You know. I try to drive them for how it is, how real is, and the parents just love it because I have some kids that used to be a troublemaker, and after a while, like they start to train with me, their parents were in love. Like, man, you changed my kids, you changed my life, you know.
Jiu-jitsu, man. That's what happens.
Jiu-jitsu change lives.
You gotta,
sure, man.
You know, one of the things again at the gym that I train in, the parents come or the kids come in, the parents bring the kids in, and then the coaches do a really good job of recruiting the parents to train. And you know, we call our open mats on the weekends family day, family jiu-jitsu, because there's so many. It's the parents come with 2 or 3 kids, and the kids go on one side of the mat, the adults are on the other side, and so mom is training, dad is training. You know, it's great. It's a great way to build a gym. You build it around the kids. Again, you know, I said before, like it's hard to keep the parents on the mat sometimes because if they get hurt, they tend to be the ones that would quit. But getting them on the mat, you know, after the kids, and that becomes a family thing. You know,
it's like a atmosphere. You know, like change everything. And mostly the homeschool kids, they don't have that much thing to do outside of the house. You know what I mean?
Their friends are from jiu-jitsu probably, right? They don't.
Exactly. Some of the family, even the parents as well. They don't, let's say, the parents just stay home after work and they take care of the kids and just stay in the house and watch TV and this and that. Once they go for jiu-jitsu gym, they start to talk to other parents, you know, they start to do social life, you know what I mean? Start to make friends, go for each other's houses and this and that. So they
becomes a community.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Change everything.
I see that. We see that at our gym. We see that we have a very strong female program because we have a husband and wife black belt team. So the women's program is very strong in the gym, the girls and the women's program. And most nights we train separately. And sometimes we train together. But because of that, women feel more comfortable that my big fat ass isn't going to be laying on top of a 130-pound woman or a 100-pound woman. You know, they don't have to worry about that. They can feel comfortable training. But if they want to come train with us, they're always welcome. I almost never ask a woman to train. If they want to, roll with me, I let them ask me. But
the one nice thing for me to say, sorry to interrupt you.
No, go ahead.
I have some autist kids in my gym.
Okay.
You know? And if some parents of autistic kids gonna see us, you're gonna watch us. I would like to tell them that to put their kids in jiu-jitsu, because the parents, they say, because depends, like some kids doesn't like to get touched, some kids doesn't have their own world, you know what I mean? So it has some different type of autism. And what his mom told me, like he changed it. He became another kid. He started to socialize with every other kids, you know what I mean? He started to get touched more, get the hug, shake the hand, the things that the parents never did that much. And then now they start to getting more together, more involved with the kids.
That's great.
And also, so I think, and they are smart, man. They are so smart, unbelievable the way they are. That's special that they say special kids. They are really special, you know what I mean? And the big heart, all of them, don't have any. They are not mean, you know what I mean? They are pure, They are innocent, you know what I mean? The way they are, like some of them like to make a noise, to jump around, but at the end, they are the coolest kids ever, you know what I mean? I want to, if some people have some, things against this kind of kids, don't do that.
Yeah.
Because they are not like that. They are sweet. They are really sweet.
So I'm gonna let you go. I want to first say thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it. Do you have any sponsor, anybody that you want to shout out or say hello to before we let you go?
No, actually, I don't have a sponsor that sponsor me.
Yeah.
I have my own sponsor right now at the moment. And I think the only person I have to give a shout out is for Murilo Santana of the gym here. He opened the door for me. He's a good friend of mine. And my whole teammates that help me out now for my competition, and my students that the passions that they have right now to wait for me there. I know it's not easy. A lot of the students doesn't go to the gym often if I'm not there. And I want to thank you guys as well, to chat with you guys a little bit about my journey.
We appreciate it.
My love, the one thing that I love to do. And I love to share my history with everybody else.
That's a great story, man. It's a great story.
So I have one last question for you. We ask everybody, we at very least ask this one question at the very end. There's always very divisive question. Do you or do you not wash your jiu-jitsu belt?
I don't.
Why? Why don't you wash your jiu-jitsu belt?
Because the meaning of the colors is dirty. That's why it starts white and then blue and then purple and then brown and then black, and after black become a red because it's your blood.
Okay.
I don't know if you knew that. So that is the meaning of the belt. So if you wash your belt, it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? Because it's there to get dirty. That's how you do it.
Okay. I'm a belt washer. I do wash my belt. It's 50-50. It's the reason that you just gave. It's the first time anybody's given that reason or explained it to us like that.
And also, I have something with my belt, I don't drop my belt on the mat. I just hang my belt in the top. Every time, if you're going to take my belt out, I have to hang my belt. If somebody stomp on my belt, it's not have a fight with me.
Oh, man.
Well, thank you again, Professor, for joining us. Like I said before, hold on one second. We're going to take some pictures with you, but thank you so much for coming on. We really appreciate it. We're going to put this out next week. I'll tag you. I'll let you know that it's coming out. And I've got some stuff for you. If you could do me a favor, text me your mailing address. We're going to send you some gifts from the show, okay?
Oh, appreciate that.
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Stay right there. We'll be right back, everybody.
Thank you to Neutral Zone CBD, a combat family-owned company that supports athletes and the people who love them. Neutral Zone strives to deliver clean CBD products for sports recovery in gummies, lotions, balms, roll-ons, and more. After a competition, a hard rolling session, or a tough day on the job, Neutral Zone has a product designed to help you reduce inflammation, increase cell rejuvenation, and may even help with aging joints. Visit NeutralZoneCBD.com and get 25% off your order with code JJD. And follow them on Instagram too, at MyNeutralZone. All of us here at the Jiu Jitsu Dummies would like to thank the entire crew over at Flow and Roll for their tremendous support. They're renowned for their incredible t-shirt designs, and they've got something for everyone. Flow and Roll quickly rose up to become the premier custom apparel provider for academies, big or small, throughout the United States. Shoot them an email about your custom order, flowandroll@gmail.com, and they'll be more than happy to get you hooked up. Check them out on Instagram at flow_n_roll for samples of their gi and no-gi kits. They conveniently offer flexible payment options, too. Head over to flowandroll.com for more details, and while you're there, pick up a Jiu Jitsu Dummies signature tee, now exclusively at flowandroll.com. And remember, you'll get 20% off your online purchase of t-shirts, rash guards, or gis with code JJD. Special thanks to George Hernandez, Claims Adjuster. Have you experienced damage in your residential or commercial property in the states of Florida or Texas from flood or fire, storms, theft and vandalism, even sinkholes, just to name a few? Don't get stressed out dealing with your insurance provider. Call George Hernandez today and let the professionals get you the most compensation possible. Visit HernandezClaims.com or call 305-712-6751 to get help now. And stay in touch with them on Instagram at HernandezClaims.
Wow, man. What a story, right?
Yeah, holy
that
cow.
guy is He's been through the ringer.
And he's been doing this his whole life, literally, like since he was a kid.
Yeah, 5 years old, man. He got started in martial arts.
That's crazy. But it's pretty wild how like
traveled the world, back and forth, go back home.
That whole first part of his life was literally like he wanted it so bad, and it was almost like the universe was conspiring against him to get him out of it, and he just pushed and pushed and pushed.
So, you know,
really
I think we have the same kind of mindset with like kind of the universe, like you know, people. I would say like I'm more of a spiritual person, and I say things like the universe instead of God. That's kind of the way I talk. I'm not going to put you in that same category.
I do the same thing.
I feel like if you're a good person, I think that the universe pushed him down that road. He wasn't supposed to go where he really wanted to go, like be a UFC champion or a Pride World champion. It wasn't. It wasn't his path. His path is having a gym, teaching kids jiu-jitsu. Did you see him light up when he was talking about training kids?
Absolutely.
His demeanor. He had a great demeanor throughout the episode.
The autistic kids too. I mean,
did you see how
he's really fulfilled by this?
Yeah.
And he even said it with the millionaire guy. He was why train one guy? Yes, it's good money, but you're not really fulfilling what you wanted to do.
It feels like, from the way he just said it, that is his path, and he's his gym, his Unity out in Michigan is relatively new, but that's his path. And I know that people don't always like to hear that, but all the bad things that have happened to me in my life, led me to this. I'm the happiest I've ever been in my life. Everything led me to this moment, me sitting right here. Heart attack, car accident, like all that stuff that happened to me.
Life lessons, man. Yeah. And the thing is that you learn from them and you put them to use. And that seems to be what he did.
But this was maybe the universe was telling him this is your path. But he needed to do all those things. Now he gets to impart those experiences on those kids. When somebody comes to him one day and says, "Hey, coach, I want to be in the UFC," he's going to say, "Look, have a seat. Come here. Sit down. Let's talk."
Who was it that helped him? He said that helped him at one point. He was
one of his he was saying one of his coaches.
If that guy didn't do that for him, that would have been the end of his career.
Yeah.
So it's amazing. Like he's been put in the position to return it, because it's almost like the universe knew his character had built up to that point where if he's put into the position of doing the same thing that was done for him, he'll do it.
Yeah.
And that's value. That's value. That's character, man.
See, I like, we love talking about that. Yeah. I like talking about that because I had the woe is me mindset.
Yeah, me too.
You remember when I had the car accident? I remember
I still do it when I'm alone.
When somebody introduced me to The Secret, and I'm not saying you have to read that or watch the movie, whatever. When somebody introduced me to that and gave me the DVD to watch, it was just an hour, like a summary of the book. And I watched that, and it was talking about, like, you're going to get back what you put out.
Right.
Why are assholes always friends? Why are nice people like birds of a feather flock together, right? It's the same thing.
Same energies, right?
When people used to call me and be like, "Hey, Milt, how you doing?" Like checking in on me, I used to be like, "Oh, man, life sucks. I lost my license, blah, blah, blah." And I would go through all the shit that happened to me, right? Yeah. Guess what? People stopped calling and asking me how I was doing because they didn't want to hear it. They had their own lives. Versus, "Hey, man, it sucks. Lost my license, but you know what? I opened up a business." That's where you and I used to work together before this. I opened up a business, got a marketing company off the ground, my first marketing company that I had for 8 years before I went to, I moved to a bigger company. Like, if it wasn't for those things wouldn't happen. But I could have gone at that a whole different route. I could have been like, it sucks that I had the accident, but I'm not going to let this hold me down, and been so positive that they would have been like, "Come on, let me pick you up for lunch." No, like, you kind of know who your friends are after. People stopped calling and friends went away, but I blame myself for that. I was just the negative Nelly. I was just, every time somebody called me, I thought, when somebody says, "Hey, how you doing?" And, most people are just expecting you to go, "Yeah, pretty good. How are you?" Right. When somebody would ask me how I was doing, I'd be like, "Oh, well, this and that." No, they didn't want to hear that. And it's like, good friends would like let you vent, but you can only vent so much and have so much of the same story every time they call.
It gets tiresome for them.
Yeah.
And it's just not good energy.
Yeah. Well, so that turned me around. So like when I say, if you're a good person, you're doing good things, I believe a good path. Like, the whole nice guys finish last. I don't believe in that. I believe that if you do good things, no matter what you've done in the past, if you start to, get yourself on the straight and narrow, the world is going to take care of you because you're going to attract people like that are like that.
That nice guys finish last bullshit is like the school sucks concept. You know, these people put these ideas into the populace, and people latch on to these. And who is it? It's us at our weakest time. We latch on to the worst cliches. Yeah. Because the fact of the matter is that if you really look, it's actually some of the nicest people that have won the biggest in the world.
Yeah. Yeah, like you said, when you're at your weakest, you're kind of grasping at straws, and sometimes you're looking to place blame. So sometimes you say like, "Oh, the world sucks. The world is against me."
You bring up something very interesting.
No, I have this conversation with my wife all the time. Like, I wake up in the morning. Okay, I wake up in the morning, I'm tired, right? So, okay, I work a lot. I sleep a good 6 hours maybe. But I wake up in the morning, open the shades, and I'm like, let's kick this day in the nuts. I'm like ready to go. We have this awesome podcast. I have a marketing company. I just bought my new house. Like, things are good, knock on wood, hopefully. But I don't take any of that for granted. I had a heart attack 5 years ago. Sure. Like, I know what it's like to sit in that room. And again, I was talking to my wife about this yesterday. When I had the heart attack and my whole family came, I felt so bad that they all had to worry about me, that I was like smiling and trying to crack jokes. I wasn't like falling on the ground like, oh, I'm ready to die.
Right.
I had this heart attack. I had chest pains. I went, they put in the stents, over 2 days, put in stents. But I was like trying to make everybody feel good and like, I'm fine. This is nothing, making jokes and smiling. But, again, you come back from something like that and you go, like, the conversation with my wife was a little bit talking about like, I'm going to live my best life, like the kids say, right? I'm going to live my best life because I know what could possibly happen. And I'm not going to die going, I wish I could have done this and I wish I would have done that. I'm passionate about what I do. I'm passionate about my work. I love jiu-jitsu and I love talking about it. So I'm doing something that fulfills me. I like to travel and do that stuff. That's great. But I love to train jiu-jitsu. I love to talk about jiu-jitsu. I love coming here to hang out. This is like my of the 7 days a week that I work, this is like maybe my day off, but this is still work. But
you in talking about this automatic desire to blame something for what's going on, what's not working out in your life, this is very common. But it's this realization that it's yourself. This is the hardest thing for people to do, is looking at themselves. Yeah. Looking at themselves critically.
Scary sometimes. It's scary sometimes to look at yourself. You're like,
because the thing is this. You know why it's scary? I figured this out. I'm going to Jordan Peterson myself here. When the image we have in our heads of who we are is blameless, and when you suddenly have to look at yourself for who you really are, you're going to see the ugly as well. Not just the part that you fantasize that you are, but also the reality of the real ugliness. And everybody has some ugly in them. If they don't think they have any ugly, they need to check themselves. And that introspect, looking at yourself critically, is so difficult to do. The crazy thing is this, that once you do it, you won't stop doing it. You realize that holding yourself accountable is different than woe is me. It's factually saying, look, I fucked this up. I can do better. This I'm good at. I'll keep it. Yeah. I'll fix what's broken, keep what's working, And when people finally get to do that, they step out of the biggest
it opens
prison.
Up a place for you to be able to work on yourself.
Well, it gets you out of the biggest prison of your own self-doubt. There's nothing worse. 100 people can doubt you, but you're confident, you know what you can do. Yeah. Nobody can stop you. Yeah. But when you doubt yourself, you're frozen, man.
You're making me think about what do they call it? Like imposter syndrome.
Imposter syndrome. Yes.
Where you feel like I'm not like really me. Like we have a successful podcast. Do you ever look at yourself like, this is crazy? Like, who is MANSCAPED? All these sponsors, people come and support the show. Like, some of the things that are going on behind the scenes.
Well, I've done shrooms, so I'm totally in touch with myself.
Do you ever do that in the context of the podcast? Like, holy crap, we've got this really, like, this was some crazy idea Milton called me about Do you have?
No, I don't. I have it in a different way because I've already gotten over this concept of being like, we were talking before about a certain sponsor, and we're like, can you believe this? Of course I can, because this is what we're after. This is what we're looking to do. So if we have that attitude of being amazed at the positive things as a result of doing positive things,
so let's say
it kills the energy.
Let's say the way I said it to you, I'm like, I went and said, "Can you believe that this company is sponsoring the podcast?" And you were like, "Yeah, I can." And I go, "You okay?" So you made me go, "You know what? You're right." But I mean, we did think that we'd have big sponsors one day because we. That
doesn't mean I'm not grateful and
we were well received from the beginning,
right?
Like. We had conversations like, well, people are actually listening to us, right?
We
were well received from the beginning. That was a good thing. But I don't think that we ever thought that somebody was going to come knocking on our door and say,
yes,
hey,
yes.
That's what's kind of weird.
That's probably why it's surprising, because you would have imagined that we would be doing a lot of phone calls and knocking.
Please give us some money to do this show. So we've been lucky. We're blessed. And with that being said, let's shout out some of our other supporters, our Patreon podcast patrons, including gym sponsors Carlson Gracie Winterhaven in Winterhaven, Florida. You can check out their website at cgwinterhaven.com and on Instagram at CarlsonGracie_Winterhaven. Carlson Gracie Broward County in North Lauderdale as well. Down here in Florida, down in South Florida. Carlson Gracie BrowardCounty.com and at Carlson Gracie Broward County on IG. John Way Martial Arts. Every time I see John Way, I'm like, I see the value of Kung Fu and stand-up and Jiu-Jitsu. I don't know that other people see it. I kind of see it as hand fighting. Like that part, I really do want to learn. I'm just like, I need to get in there one day.
Wing Chun?
Yes. Yeah, well,
I would love to learn.
Well, it's Wing Chun and Kung Fu. I guess I don't really necessarily understand the distinction.
The hand thing is the Wing Chun.
Right. So, like, I see the value in that. So every time I see him, I'm always like, man, I got to get to a class. I got to get over there.
Yeah.
Because that hand fighting, not even from the standing, but when you're on your back. When I said it to John when he was on the show, like, I really see value in that, even from, like, the ground. And he was just like, I got to work on some, like, classes about it. Like, it was like, it went off for him. He's the black or the brown belt. Or he's a black belt in jiu-jitsu now, but he's been doing this for years. And he was just like, oh, well, you're kind of right. Like, even the light went off for him. But I see him all the time, and I'm like, I see him online all the time, and I'm like, I really see where, like, we do a lot of hand fighting, and, like, at my school, like, we do a lot of hand fighting that leads to, like, wrist locks.
Right.
And I see some value in learning how they move their hands, even if I'm laying on my back, for, like, like in what I would call a closed guard. Like, if I had somebody in my closed guard, I'm holding them with my legs, and then I'm, fighting with them. I see the value, or I see how that leads to submission in our world. Right. So I'm really curious about
being able to move someone's hands away or doing
the way, and it's fast movements. And, again, I watch a lot of his stuff. For Roberto Santiago, who we're going to shout out as well, he trains there. So I follow him. I follow John Way, and I see them training. And I'm always looking at it going, I see that value in grabbing somebody's gi, or if I get taken down or I pull guard, and being able to manipulate their hands to where I want them to be.
This is why I like mixed martial arts as a concept, because it takes the best.
But jiu-jitsu is still the best art. So So John Way Martial Arts in Plantation, Florida, johnwaymartialarts.com and at John Way Martial Arts on IG. Our individual podcast patrons include Jebediah Berra, Robert Walker, Frank House, Boa Athletics. You can check them out at BOA_athletics on IG. Jason Smiley, CJ Carroll, Mission 22, Chuck Reddoor, and Roberto Santiago, we just mentioned. If you'd like to support the show, visit patreon.com/Jiu-Jitsu Dummies. If you join, you're automatically entered to win up to $100 in Jiu-Jitsu swag every single month. Also, listeners who submit questions get put into that pool. So when we do the drawing, it's anybody who submitted a question that month. And
that we use on the show.
Thank you for reminding me, because it sounds right. Like everybody,
just put a question in, and you'll get it.
And our podcast patrons, we put them into a hat essentially, and we do a drawing every single month. Usually, most of the time, right now, it's like a flow and roll gig. So sometimes we do a mug or a podcast.
That's actually pretty cool, man. You get a whole gi as a prize. That's
love. You can never have too many gis. at Jiu Jitsu Dummies for all the ways to watch, listen, and support the show. So I'm usually the person answering on the other side of there. So you're talking to me when you send us a message. Thank you for all the kind words and the, people have been congratulating us about the sponsors and things like that. So thank you so much. We really appreciate it.
Thank you.
At Uncle Milty BJJ on Instagram. Want to give me a handle?
At BADWERKS.
Should we give him Miguel's handle? What is it? At JJD underscore DJJ 69. Bastards. Had to make it difficult.
Son of a gun.
Miguel will be back next week, hopefully. We've got a really cool guest for you. Thank you, everybody, for watching and listening. Peace, love, jiu-jitsu, baby.
Os.